are here for the second to last day of Scrim's regular season, and for season 4. And we are presenting a special pre-game interview.
Woo! Hi
It's
guys, it is
crazy.
your
Okay.
co-host, the Mason Jars. Let's get this show on the road, baby.
All right. And our guest is none. That my webcam. Okay, I'm killing my video. And it is
Anyways,
starting Discord. Okay, I will redo
nice.
this really quickly.
Okay.
Surely there are no issues.
No production issues to be found here for Rama's team.
Exactly. Okay, see, I can just do this and then just hide myself, and then we're fine. Okay, now we're chilling.
Okay, sure.
Huge. All right. So our interview is brought to you by the one and only Mason Jars, and he will be interviewing our substitute jungler for Mimaw's Kittens, the one and only Suki.
Suki!
Everybody.
Hey, it's the boy.
We feeling
Yes, sir.
saucy. What's up, boys?
Let's fucking
What
go.
do you do? What do you do?
All right. Are you absolutely juiced, sweaty, excited for this game's Scrim
Bro,
match?
You know me. You gonna see me on the Rift. It's no sweat. I just do this for fun. You know what I mean? These games would be 2-0 if I tried, but you know what I mean?
So
we gotta
true.
throw it in for fun, you know? So, light throws, like gameplay, bro. If you see some fucking sweat mechanics, hey, you see some sweat mechanics. But I know I'm what? What's my KDA now?
Good.
It's something insane. It's something insane. Yeah.
Stand on my money. I'm 5'4", but now I'm 6'6". You
True.
just couldn't understand the band mechanics. So you know what
is
it
there
is,
is there a chance for the Lee Sin appearance? Like, could we see it?
Any Lee Sin enjoyers in chat or what?
Man, in a past life maybe, but right now the meta it's not LS material, so right now I'm just probably not gonna stick to that one. But you're gonna see a lot of more spicy
nuclear
picks.
launch codes at your house at the moment.
True. If you lock Lee Sin, he will lose his mind, bro. Don't worry.
I know, trust me. I heard it firsthand. But we're good.
God.
We're good.
All right, so your jungle opponent for this match will be the one and only Jonah, currently leading the MVP race. Are you intimidated at all?
Never. Why intimidation? What is that? We're here to win, baby. Me and my team, bro. We're only going to the top, really. That's it. And if I face y'all, it's just gonna be the same thing. We're only heading to the top. That's it. No questions asked. No questions.
This couldn't be true, by the way. He's gonna get wiped by our team even if he's
Not
playing.
on your life.
He's
Not
gonna
on
get
your life.
absolutely destroyed. It is no contest.
You know, bro. I was gonna say girlfriend diff, but then this is.
All right,
So true.
I really don't have that one anymore, huh?
True.
So true. How confident are you going into this match on a scale of 1 to 8,000?
So me and my team recently, we all went to Texas. We all did the boot camp. We all been trying very hard. We had a lot of background. We had a lot of team help on the way. You want to shout out to all the coaches, all the physical teams. Like we're all there. We're all ready and prepared. So for this game, I think we're all here.
All right, let's fucking go.
Yep. And which member of the Cylakats intimidates you most?
The main Cylakat. I would say that one.
Okay.
If there's anyone that put respect on my
I
name,
have a good news for you. He's not playing.
So it's an easy dub, baby. Let's
easy
go.
dub, baby. 3-0. 3-0. No Steph. It's a 3-0.
All right, and then on that note, do you have any closing thoughts to close off the interview before you hop into your team's call and get ready for the game?
Girlfriend diff.
And that's on God.
And with that, we'll cut back into the thing. Thank you for the interview. Thank you for your time. I apologize for my webcam not working. We will get this fixed at some point. I promise. All right. Good luck in your games. Good luck to the other team as well. Commit to the bit is all I gotta say.
Thank you, guys.
All right, see ya.
Ooh.
Ooh. All right. Now I will screen share something and hope my computer does not crash. I genuinely do not know what I have done. I will have to test this thoroughly to figure out why my computer is going boom. He completes the whole thing having the gamer headset.
So
Very
true,
true.
so true.
All right, so anyway, the next game will be Mimaw's Kittens versus Cylakats. Cylakats have selected red side. We call that a bit of Teddy meta. So I think it is quite fun. Valor is saying next time there's a game, he would have put a suit on as well. So Valor is probably
Let's fucking go, Valor for next interview.
Yeah, dude,
Let's
I'm
go.
so hyped. And Mason, we are for sure not playing against them, so we get to run this back. Like,
True. I'm so down.
Yeah.
That's so hype.
All right.
If we want to talk about some of the actual game stuff, though, this is a pretty, in my opinion, one of the more anticipated matchups of the season. Mimaw's started off the season pretty strong.
This is a bit broken.
Yeah, I can tell. I will continue talking though. Mimaw started off the season pretty strong. They had a very strong opener. They've started falling off a little bit as more BO3s have been playing, in my opinion. They took a game off of the current undefeated, the current team that has only dropped a single game in the second half of the season. Yeah, and then I don't remember what I was saying. But anyways, Cylakats, they've had a very strong showing so far for the entirety of the season. Second place in the standings, with Mimaw's trailing them by a little bit, I believe. So this should be a pretty hype matchup between number 2 and number 3.
Yeah,
they're
agree.
subbing in their sub jungler Suki. Very good player, has a lot of confidence on his picks, a lot of champion pool space to play with. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, 12 champs over 14 games is kind of ridiculous. Valor on the other team is kind of in the same thing, so kind of nice to see these diverse champion pools from the kind of like main carry on both teams, which is pretty exciting to me personally. I think it is worth noting that there is a circumstance in where Mimaw's does not finish the season in third, but that technically does not matter because first seed will get opponent selection. So for what it's worth, Mimaw's is essentially locked third place. But for ego reasons, they do need to win at least one of their next games in order to guarantee themselves that third place position on the standings, which will be memorialized on the Scrim site. I'm hoping that a draft link will be sent, so I do not have to generate one. But honestly, at this point, we have, 3 minutes left. I'll just go ahead and do it. And speaking of draft, I will swap over to the highlighted champions for each of these players. I must have broken something. Or no, okay. Russ is playing support, has not played support in the server before. Alana is listed as playing mid lane, has not played mid lane in the server before. Hidiri is listed as playing ADC, has not played ADC in the server before. The graphic is not broken, I swear.
Okay.
That's the take. So
Cylakats is showing off their roster at this point, which we haven't gotten to see before. It's Joey top. He has a couple of good champions in the set, and we haven't really seen much else out of him. But both of those champions are very good. Set is really strong into tank matchups. You can just pick up your enemy lane opponent if they try to group, fling him into the enemy team, get multi-man pulls into big W's with lots of true damage. So very strong into players who are more willing to blind pick tanks. Jonah on the Shyvana. This is his signature pick. It is a very scary champion right now with the buffs coming out in this patch. Should see a lot of prior around this pick for Cylakats or for the enemy team. Depends on how it goes. I may have some insider knowledge on that, but a lot of potential in this draft for interesting plays here. Valor is also known for his very deep champion pool. Has picked up a lot of unique champions. The Gragas mid, there's the Sylas, there's the Yasuo. He's known for a lot of things, but a lot of champions, a lot of options. There's also Noam. Bit of a Seraphine one trick. Might have stolen that pick from another team. Who really knows? Who can really say?
I will say but I don't think he's a one trick, but the 8-0 pick for Seraphine support for him is actually disgusting. He's a huge Pike player. I know that's gotten banned out against him a lot. We have gotten to see it a few times, but he does a lot of these other roaming style champions, which is quite fun to watch. Also, I will say Joey getting to play top is not something that we get every game for Cylakats, but we'll just say with all Scrims voting coming up soon, Joey is the first person that comes to my mind. I I feel
for
like we
top lane,
may have
especially.
had in generally a weaker top lane player pool this season just because of how things kind of resolved. Some big names ended up not being on teams. But Joey has been absolutely slamming basically every game he's played top lane. I was going through it the other day. There's like 1 or 2 games that were like kind of okay, but were still pretty good. And all the games he wins, he just slams. Like the amount of map pressure this guy has is insane. So
Agreed.
if we do see Cam or Alana that he's laning into, I'm not sure which one it is, but we can expect to see a spicy lane. But pretty much everyone on Cylakats is just a terror to watch out for. And with
Yeah.
Mimaws, you kind of never really know what you're getting. Just in terms
A
of
lot
like
of question
champion
marks on
picks
how they
and
put.
what roles they're going to play and everything.
Yeah.
So I don't want to talk too much about it just because I feel like I could waste time on not knowing something. So I will talk more about them after draft, which has already started. The set taken away instantly.
Immediately.
They're not
Very
letting
smart, I
Joey have
agree.
this champion.
I think it's better to ban the set versus the Ornn, in my opinion.
Yep.
And Cylakats is opting for the Xin Zhao ban. This is not a very meta champion, however, Suki is very strong on it. Has shown a lot of carry potential on that character as well. Has decent synergy with supports in the meta, so I don't mind this ban at all. And the Seraphine ban in response. Now, this is a must ban versus a lot of team.
XD.
Yeah, I imagine we'll see some sort of jungle prio in this draft. We'll have to see, though. I'm actually very curious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see if the Seraphine ban early means that Mimaws is afraid to lock in that champion blue 1. And they are also taking the Shyvana off the table. I think the fact that you're leaving
This
the
is a fair
Lilia
ban.
up and banning Seraphine on blue side is a bit rough because you could just grab the Seraphine yourself. And like,
But we aren't sure what
true.
what Russ is likely to play.
Mimi isn't playing. That is something that is very important, and I forgot to think about because that
The
is the
Mumu
player
ban,
on the team that
I
would normally
think
play
that's
it.
for support. I feel like Suki would be decent on the Mumu as well, but we'll have to really see about how that goes.
Yep. And then Jarvan taken off the table. Apparently Demacian men with spears not allowed.
Yeah, Vance is known, or Suki is known for his play on Demacian men with spears, so I don't really blame him, to be honest. True, on God. He's a bit of a big buff men enjoyer, so we'd love to see those two bands out. Now we'll see what blue side pick they take. Ooh, the Lilia blind. Okay, I actually really like this.
Okay,
I feel like
this
this
makes
champion is
sense.
also fairly strong. It's a technical flex between Cam and Suki or Alana. I've heard that she might be playing top lane, so there's potential she goes top lane with the Lilia, taking it from Jonah. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think this kind of goes into what I was talking about earlier, where you ban, you ban Seraphine instead of blue wanting it, and you leave up the Lilia. Actually, you're not leaving up the Lilia, you're just blue wanting that. Syndra's locked in. This champion has had a pretty large
Big
scale
change.
adjustment. I'm not gonna lie, I started reading it, saw the part where she can't do the like Q after the E, sick tech, and then I was like, sleep.
This
I
champion's
don't want
worse.
to read it. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Agreed. No, I actually kind of agree. I don't think I've played versus a good Syndra yet. I don't know how strong this champion is. I'm assuming it's Valor on it. It could be like a flex bot lane, kind of, but we'll have to see.
And we
And
get
it
to see
looks
the
like
Pike. I honestly don't
Pike
know why I'm
walked in,
excited.
and the fucking Hecarim is
And
left
Echo
through, so
is
they
left up.
Okay, we like a lot of these champions.
Yeah,
Echo
no, I
is
like,
a known
honestly,
champion for Zach and Cam, so
yeah, of these last 3 champions locked in, I'm not or I guess Echo's not, okay, Echo's now locked, but of the last 3 locked in, I honestly have no clue which I'm most excited about because I love to see Noam's Pike. Suki on a very like aggressive damage carry champion is super fun. You got the double horse comp going as well. And
True.
Cam just put on a show on the Echo. I'm amazed that this went through. I'm pretty sure it is Alana top, Cam mid. I'd assume it's just going to be the Lilia top at this point.
Yeah,
whoever
I'd agree.
changed the roster for Mimaws, screw you. Now I have to redo my graphics. I'm angry. And then Kaisa locked in here is, I think, a bit interesting. She's a pretty strong champion in the meta, and Pike gives her a lot of plasma
The
stacks
AP
that
build
kind
just
of
got
work
buffed
off.
too, right?
Yes. So I'm
So we'll have to
expecting
see.
to probably see a Nashor's Tooth built this game at some point. Maybe not super early. Cylakats is going to let this ban roll over, which is a bit unfortunate. I believe they say it's misfortune. Wouldn't let us ban. Yeah, I think the draft has just frozen somehow. The website is bugged. I can regenerate links. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Shouldn't be too bad.
The website has froze. Nice.
Yeah, I'm setting. Oh, okay. It just froze in general. Okay.
Do we want to go back to the old pick ban tool and just do it from honest, like Scouts Honor? Because we have the draft pulled up. They could pull up the stream and then
Yep.
go from there. Okay.
Oh, it's good now?
Oh, it's good? Okay. Well,
Wait, is it?
let me check.
No. Cloudflare says draft ball is down.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. It's still saying bad gateway for me. Huh?
Yep. I don't. I was honestly like, this is a cool site. And then Cloudflare servers. Oh wait, it is going. Okay, Kha'Zix is
Okay.
banned.
Valor.
What?
Oh, Valor's not here, sir.
Oh,
Jonah?
fuck.
Wrong channel.
Okay.
What?
Bozo spotted.
Bozo spotted. Okay. So the
So-
Kha'Zix ban is interesting. I feel like this is not a champion Jonah is known for, but I feel like it is a very strong champion potentially.
Okay,
And the Kog'Maw ban. Okay.
Okay, this is a bit scuffed.
You can patch in an MF ban, like just say MF and put it over the
Yeah,
champion
I
portrait if you
know.
want.
We could do the Scrims font. It would be funny.
True.
There we go, baby.
True. It's a little big.
I know.
The Shen ban. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. They're basically forcing the Ornn pick here, right?
I mean, I'd assume. Joey is a big advocate of it. It is tough for Ornn to play into Lilia. It's not like the worst matchup of all time because you
Yeah.
can kind of just W the sleep. It kind of doesn't like fix the lane though. I'd prefer to see something quite aggressive. It looks like they're just gonna lock in the Trundle. Could be for either Joey or Jonah, which gives them a lot of flex potential going into the last pick.
I will say Trundle does do pretty good into Akram most of the time. When Akram ultis in, you can just press the ulti on him after he uses W, you steal all the resistances, and he's just dead.
Yep.
Okay.
It looks like the nerfed Sivir is getting locked in with a Yuumi attached to it. I kind of sleep on that one, to be honest. I think this matchup goes pretty evenly between Kai'Sa and Sivir. Obviously, the Sivir spell shield makes Pyke pretty hard to play, and Yuumi will just be able to dodge these skill shots. So Noam's going to have to hit two things on to Sivir, or Kai'Sa can just try and poke it off with the Acathian Rain. I wonder what this last pick's going to be. I think we're assuming it's going to be a top lane matchup. I'm not sure what the pick would be besides Ornn, but it's going to be Cho'Gath. Okay, I actually kind of like that. It punishes her a lot because you can silence her once she gets in range, but the movement speed is going to make it really easy for the Lilia
Her
to
to dodge
just
the
walk
Q.
out of the queue. But if you
Yep.
do hit a Q, it is really bad for her. So it's kind of like a polarizing matchup. If you're able to hit Qs,
Agreed.
seems pretty good. Otherwise, not so much. I believe this mid matchup is even.
I thought this was Echo favored a long time ago.
I think,
I'm
but
not gonna
probably
lie.
not anymore post durability. I also don't really have new stats because Syndra kind
I
of
mean,
just
Echo
came
was
out,
also
right?
got
So
buffed, right?
they-
So I
yeah.
feel like I'm not sure. I heard a lot at like some of the older worlds that Echo was like a good counter into like Victor and
Okay,
Syndra and champions
so-
with low mobility
So
and
what
stuff.
I'm seeing is that Syndra just kind of sucks right now. Like everyone
Yeah,
has terrible
that's the
win
theory.
rates. So I think like even just post rework, she might just struggle. I just can't tell how much of it is she's doing poorly because people aren't used to the new Syndra.
Yeah,
Versus
yeah.
how much of it is like actually the matchup being scuffed. So
We'll have to see. I'm pretty excited. Putting oh, I'm getting invited. Let's go. I think putting either Dave or Cam on the Echo
Tell them
into
to
a
wait
really
for me,
good
guys.
matchup is really solid. I think Hackerim, although he has seen a little bit better days in terms of meta, I think is still a very strong champion potentially. Lilia, I think should do pretty well here. Actually, I think a lot of their champions have a
agree.
tough time catching up with their champions. So
Yeah, I feel like my thoughts about these comps immediately are that what the hell is this event page? That Mimos looks like a traditional kind of like early game jungler, but mostly like good scaling comp, and it just kind of has like an echo as like an added accelerant to the composition.
Yeah, it's like a Yumi strapped to someone in Go comp, honestly,
Yep.
from
And
what I
then,
can tell. And you just have a couple of Yumi enablers like Lilia, Hecarim. Even Echo can do pretty well with Yumi, right? Like you can engage with the W, and then try to line people up with the ulti. There's a lot of options.
I really like the Yumi in this composition. I think it does a nice job of kind of gluing the rest of it together. The other team, however, is like the ultimate skirmish comp. Like this is going to be a weird game to team fight for them, but they should be able to do a great job.
Yeah, I'd
just
say
because of the
Mimaw is.
strength of their champions.
I agree. There's a lot of 1v1 potential on Cylakats. I feel like if they can get your champions isolated, they can kind of just rip you apart with like Syndra and Kaisa and like Pyke. You're looking for those smaller team fights, whereas Mimaw is looking for a bit more of the wombo combo. Like you can throw the Lily Asleep into the Hecarim Fear, into the Yumi ult. There's a lot of options for Mimaw's IMO for how they want to play fights. So I'm really interested to see how they do it. Fuck it, we ball. True. Wait, Hidiri is Diamond 1? Or Diamond
TFT.
4? Ah, okay. Okay, I've invaded. Oh, plat 4. Okay. That's a bit different.
Cam does not understand how league lobbies work.
True. Are you in the lobby?
They aren't letting me in the lobby because both teams are full and no one's joining the spectators so that I can join the game.
I got you.
Okay.
Needs to... There you go, Cam's in.
Oh my god.
Okay, we should be good. Not the league sounds in the background. True. So I think it is.
League noise in the background, not my fault.
True. I will say, I think it is Dave on the Echo then,
No,
based on their ordering.
It's not, because Cam just said, fuck LCS order, let's ball. Like, he just didn't want to swap back in, because neither of the supports would leave, because average league lobby is all I'm going to say. But
true.
I mean,
it won't look pretty for you, man. Come on.
Yasuo is banned. I think that's could be a shout out against Valor, even if they're spelling something that includes it. It's always nice to have like bans that still are against the enemy team, just to like.
Not the Master Yi ban, bro. Right? They know I'm here, bro. That's fucked up. Alright, if you guys are watching the stream, if you ban Udyr, you are cringe and have no wenches.
Master
I'm sorry.
Udyr Hecarim? Oh. They might be both teams banning Yasuo, is my guess here. We have two YA bans.
Well, Master Yi starts with an M, brother.
But you think of it as E, right? I don't know.
No, surely not. Surely not.
Okay, I'm trolling. Anyway, Joey is another player I wanted to spotlight earlier. 43 games, 12 champions, is able to keep it pretty small, especially considering he's played a lot of games on 2 roles. So that's pretty impressive to me.
12 champions, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, 60% win rate is kind of disgusting, and 3.47 KDA is certainly nothing to scoff at. Looking at the key matchup is... This should be Cam versus Valor. I don't know if they've played. I will try and generate that for us later. These champ matchups are super sleeper, no data. Player matchups are also pretty much super sleeper. I guess this gives us the insight that we would have gotten from the other one. They've only played each other once, and Valor kind of gapped him. So we'll see if they're able to run that back. And then the last thing to look at is records here. So we have 5 first-time champions. I'm like just sitting in a room with filing cabinets all around me, and they're all fucking empty, so...
True! Suki with the 0-1 on Hecarim. May or may not have sold that last game. 5.2 KB, kind of gross.
Cam's is disgusting. Why are we letting this through? Especially after it got buffed, and he absolutely like turbo smurfed on it like quite recently.
Very true, very true.
I guess like, it's because they lost the series, but honestly, watching that performance, I just assumed it was going to be like... Oh, they banned Mason.
Jonah taking a bit of, Did they really?
Yeah. Then the other team.
That's fucked up. That's fucked
Nasty,
up.
Aatrox said Orn, Nasus.
That's funny though.
Yeah.
I will say, I think Jonah took the Trundle counter pick into me, which is really funny. Because Trundle does tend to do it well into these like healing bruiser champions.
Yep. I'm checking
And
into the stats here.
I'm pretty sure this is a favorite matchup for Trundle. Because Trundle tends to shit on champions like Shyvana, Hecarim, where your goal is to go into every fight, and then they can't really do that because it's Trundle.
Okay, I will say our last 2 games against them, it was you playing Yi into Hecarim, and then you playing Trundle into Shyvana.
Yeah. They're just ripping me off. It's fine. I understand.
If Jonah has played the Trundle, I'm checking right now.
I doubt it, but Trundle's not that hard if you want
Right,
my
I
honest
agree.
opinion on this
Okay,
champion.
he has not. So we are seeing a new jungler from Jonah here. He is kind of like infamous for these 2 AP monstrosities that he likes to whip out, and this is kind of like a step away from that, so it'll be fun to see how well he performs.
Oh yeah, the Hecarim matchup apparently is like ultra Trundle favorite. It's like 55 into 44. It's really funny. So taking a page out of my book, just looking up the strongest counter pick and then locking it in. Very valid strategy, IMO.
So true. I think it is kind of cool. Bit of league lore or a bit of Scrims lore for y'all who didn't know. Cylakats, who Hidiri is subbing for, his first game of Scrims actually netted him a Kaisa pentakill.
Oh yeah, I was there. I was playing Hecarim in that game too.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
But anyway, I do think it's cool to see the sub lock in a champion that the main roster player is known a bit for. Just something I find cool personally. So
yeah, and Noam on his comfort pick of Pike. I don't think we talked about it too much. It is pretty exciting. His Pike is pretty good. Glad he managed to get that champion. I feel like the champion isn't super strong in this meta, but I will always value comfort over anything else. So
true. Just a quick rundown of Cylakats' Kaisa performances: 14-1-6 win, 8-7-3 loss this season, and then a 22-7-9 win this season. So
let's go.
Certainly
Always have to see that pick.
We have not seen too much of Hidiri yet. A newer player to the server. Everything I've seen from him, I've absolutely loved. Fun player. Plays a lot of cool things in different roles.
Base individual, if you will.
Exactly. Yeah, the last 3 games of Kaisa in the server were an unfortunate 2-4-0 loss, 17-3-5 win, and 22-7-9 win. So if Hidiri is able to replicate that, that'll be kind of crazy. And just looking at Hidiri's games so far, he has played 7 games in Scrims, has won 6 of them, 3.5 KD going for that. Probably the closest champion he's played to Kaisa is like Olaf, which is not very close. So it'll be cool to see him on a different side.
Very wide champion pool.
He's played a couple Maokai games: Lulu, Olaf, Skarner, Udyr, and Zac. For what that is worth.
Based Udyr enjoyer. We love to see it.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jonah really did swap to mid after they first like gutted all of his mid champions. It's really funny to me, honestly. I don't blame him, to be honest. I feel like there's a lot of fun junglers that you could learn nowadays. Anyways, jungle pool. I'd argue jungle diversity is actually at like one of its highest points in league right now. There's a lot of choices you can make. I know Blake is a big advocate of the fiddle pick, which I tend to agree with. It is a very strong champion. We have one of the captains in chat saying Udyr sucks. Yes, true. Stop banning it versus my team. Thank you.
I mean, it fell through draft. Would it fall through draft if it was that good of a pick? Like Hecarim's
true. True. So true. So true.
It's okay. We have a good friend of ours saying, I just want Riot to let me play top laners in the jungle. Have you seen preseason changes by any chance? That's exactly what you're getting. Yumi can jungle. You heard it here first, folks. Like,
I think he's lying to you about that one. But yeah, it could be funny.
I mean, I don't know. Anne was like, can take dragon level 1, right? And like, that's like old Darius, like, for real. Like,
true.
Right. Evie, thank you for the prime. Appreciate it.
Uh,
if I run ads enough times, people will get angry at me and sub out of rage. See that?
True. That's so based.
Ads.
That's so
exactly.
All right.
Yeah, I think the onus is on Cylakats here to not, like, normally when there's, like, scrappy, aggressive, fighty comps like this, I say that, like, this team will need to play the early game early, and there's like a certain like minute break point and gold, like where if they're not up at this much at this point, they're in a bad spot. But I actually don't think that's true for Cylakats. They just need to.
I think they just need to take smarter fights. Yeah,
Right.
they have
They
to
need
play
to
these fights
not
very specifically, right?
hit a point where the enemy team can just full group, and it works for them. Like if Mimaw has a big enough lead in the game where they won't lose too much by allowing the Cylakats to just kind of out-farm them on side lanes, I think they're in a really good spot.
Yeah.
But as soon as they need to split up like this, it's quite bad for them because Pyke, Kai'Sa, Syndra, all these champions can just absolutely pick you off, and there's not much you can do.
Agreed.
Lethal Tempo Kai'Sa is not something I've seen before, and it looks like we have first strike on the new Syndra. Everything
Which is
else
fair.
seems pretty standard to me.
Yeah.
I feel like PTA is what I'm used to on Kai'Sa, but I also just haven't played her in a while, so maybe I'm completely in the wrong here. I feel like if it is going to be a Nashor's angle, it synergizes with that pretty well, though. So we
I
could
will
see that
say,
come out.
Suki also going for the phase rush instead of the Conqueror here. I feel like this is actually correct here, just because you don't actually want to 1v1 the Trundle. It never works for you. So I think being able to get in and get out in these fights is way better than being forced to long fight with the Hecarim here, because you can very easily get all your damage off and then just run away with the phase rush. So this should be exciting to watch. Trundle going for the PTA instead of the lethal tempo, which is valid. Taking shorter trades versus champions like Lilia and Echo is probably more valuable than the lethal tempo potential value from constantly hitting them. So we'll have to see how it goes. Cam on the Echo also very cool. Went for the electrocute, which is standard at mid lane, whereas it'd be more like first strike in something like the jungle where you can proc it a lot. There is also the cleanse from the Kai'Sa, which I feel like is probably valid. You can cleanse the Hecarim ult, you can cleanse the Yuumi root.
Lilia Sleep
Echo
is another
Sun.
big one.
Yeah, there's just so much value from the cleanse here. Dave also going cleanse, which is pretty valid, I think. I don't know. There's a lot of knockups on the other side, so it's like a little harder to justify, in my
I'm
opinion.
thinking
But
that and Trundle Pillar, which you can't cleanse.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Yeah.
it's possible that he'd just have the spell shield for Syndra or Noam.
yeah, where heal is a little bit better because it can edge him out in fights. I kind of agree, but we'll have to see how they play it. Could also have been a barrier game because Yuumi can take heal as well, or a lot of options, you know. So
Yeah. It looks like top lane is going in Joey's way. Surprising considering the matchup, but not surprising considering it's Joey. He's just a terrifying player. Noam absolutely sauces that ranged minion.
but it looks like the trade is still going in their favor because
And here's the pillar that we were talking about. Jonah going for something under tower, but probably not going to be able to get too much. Cam can hold both summoners here, no problem.
looks
But
like
it does give Valor a bit more lane pressure.
yeah, Jonah did opt for a shorter clear, which is very smart on Trundle. You can't really do like the big camps like that. It's a little hard to do on a champion with only with no AoE. So, and Suki opting for the full clear instead. Hecarim known for his full clear speed, so there's a lot of easy ways to do it.
Yep,
And you just get more value from outfarming the Hecarim.
I like that
he is
ward
also
positioning a lot from Joey. Warding deeper into the river against the Hecarim's good, because Hecarim can just close that gap much quicker.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I do like
for
this
Joey,
invade
it's
as well. Being able to know that the Trundle can't do his AoE camps and just taking them away while he has a chance is a very smart pathing decision. Looks like he's walking straight up to contest. He does have the top lane prio, so this should be a pretty free invade. Hecarim looking for the phase rush proc.
Yeah.
Oh, gets blocked by the
Suki's caught
pillar.
in a bad position here. If Cho'Gath can get here, it's bad. Jonah does still have flash, goes for it, and is able to just pick up first blood. This fight could get intense pretty quickly, though. Cam's right on top of Jonah.
Cam is here.
The ignite
This
drops.
is the Q.
He should just be dead.
Oh,
and
good
the Q
flash. That's
return
actually kind of
hits him.
good for him.
Yep. The
Oh,
Pyke
spell shield's the
gets
hook.
spell shielded,
Nice.
and Dave is able to just walk out of the E. This might be a kill.
Oh,
Yep.
nice. Well played from Dave. Solid start from the side of Mimaw's. I know the Hecarim dying is a little bad, but being able to get your Echo a little more ahead is honestly a little more valuable than the Hecarim. you need the Echo Snowball a little more than the Hecarim, because Hecarim is a little more guaranteed to get his items. But we'll have to see how it goes. Plus,
Yeah,
Hecarim is just always useful with his ulti, so.
Yeah, looking at CS is also pretty big here too, because Hecarim's up about 13, and
Yeah.
Echo is down like 16.
Yeah. It's probably just like early laning phase stuff, because.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Echo
good hook by
should be
Gnome,
able to
but
catch up once he has like more intense kill threat on the Syndra.
yeah.
And Gnome's doing a good job of allowing Jonah to clear his jungle here, because Jonah will need a lot of help to catch up in CS this game, if it's something he will be able to do at all.
Yeah. Trundle is not known for his clear speed. Or he is for like the first 3 non-AoE camps, but other than that, it does take a while for him to clear those range minion or multi-camps very efficiently.
Hidiri backed and bought a control ward to secure vision from these Hecarim ganks, and Sivir got to back on a Noon Quiver. So I think someone might be winning that. The early
Yeah,
kill
just auto-clearing the
wow.
waves is also really good.
Yeah, Joey's struggling to hit these Qs, but honestly, there's not much he can do. This was not super surprising. Burns the ulti on the minions right away. Knows he has no shot of locking this Lilia down, and just wants to get big for later fights to help his team out.
That's pretty valid. A lot of is down a lot of CS, but I'd probably say that's due to like not being familiar with how top lane works, not practicing CS stuff for top lane. So, and Lilia is a hard champion to CS with, in my opinion. So,
oh yeah, not fun. Also, I feel like Joey just knows how much pressure he's allowed to exert at all times, so it's never surprising to see him zoning people off like crazy amounts of CS. A lot of it is like he plays Set and Ornn. Both those champions, if they get the chance to, will absolutely body you.
Yeah, Jonah is starting this dragon early.
This
is really smart.
Secured. Yeah, Hecarim is topside. Could see a play coming out here. Potentially
could just be looking for the AoE camps as well, because he knows Trundle has less priority on them. So.
Yeah, Valor is potentially getting 4-man collapsed on here. I'm getting a lot of
Looks
damage
like a
down
play
the
here.
and a stun.
Oh, the E is fired off.
Just waiting this whole time.
Oh.
Valor does have a flash. The fear into
fear,
the Echo
back to the stun.
Really
well played.
Good.
Tsuki is looking for the
now
invade
there
here.
Could be another fight.
Ooh, but
They'll
Jonah
spot
is
each other
here.
out on the sweeper.
Yeah,
Suki
he's
does have
looking
the
for
level
it.
advantage, but he has no ulti. So not sure how much actually he's going to be able to get done. Really clean pillar there, but he also blocks himself up, which is a bit rough.
Yeah, he's out here, so...
Yeah, but Trundle gets enough done to keep his camp safe, which is good for him.
Yeah.
Could be
Looks
something
like
happening. Bot lane, the Ignite's dropped early.
Cleansing the Ignite, which is fair.
Really just came down to a simple Ignite for cleanse trade. Dave is getting so much value off these Qs though, hitting everything. Hidiri also cleanses.
Just needs one auto. Good flash.
Really well played by Dave.
Oh, Cam ulted back to lane as well, so he doesn't really miss much. This is like the classic Echo mechanic though. Ulting back instead of running TP so you can get back to the farm. This is why Tiamat is gas on Trundle. I tend to agree. I actually do like building Tiamat early a lot on Trundle. It just makes your clear really fast, and it helps you keep up with the Hecarim a little bit. So I tend to agree, but I understand why some people don't go. It is like a very expensive first component when you could just go bombies if you're going tank. But I think that's more for pro play if you go bombies. I feel like Sunder is a bit better here, where you know people are going to mess up a little more. So you can go for these longer trades.
I mean, watching the bot lane here, it's like very evident that Mimaw did a really good job drafting into these early Pyke and Cylakats.
Yeah.
Clearly, they had a plan for if Noam did end up getting Pyke. Sivir kind of makes it so he can't really do anything. And they're playing around it really well. What I want to see more from Cylakats later in this game is kind of splitting the map, doing roams, and just let the Kai'Sa farm safely instead of trying to force plays on the Sivir that you're never going to be able to get. Noam almost picks up a stun here. Valor gets him so low, but doesn't.
I was also going to point
out. I don't think
out
he can get the kill. Cam had not enough mana for anything there and had no ulti.
Cylakats is still using this Pyke pick pretty well though, just like rotating him up top lane for the Herald, just making sure that the Hecarim can't fight him. I don't think the Hecarim could have fought him to begin with, just because of how Trundle item breakpoints work. Like he's always going to be stronger on the Sheen with the PTA or the 1v1, but it's just smart using your downtime to just walk over and secure objectives for that for free. So I think I liked that adaptation a lot from them.
Okay, here's another fight breaking out.
Spell shield, and the Sivir is
not go well for Cylakats.
Let's go. The Yuumi ult was very good.
It really was.
Sivir spell shielding the Pike Hook immediately very strong, and just being able to lock down the Kai'Sa with no cleanse was really good.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like the trade-off we see, right? Because Noah makes a very good play across the map, secures the Herald, and makes a very good play on mid, forcing Cam out of lane. But then when he tries to get anything done in bot lane, he just can't because of draft. So just want to see better focus on what's working and try and mitigate losses as best as possible. Cam buffers the E-blink through the Syndra stun. Good mechanic
Which is
there.
very smart. Although he is losing in the CS, but I feel like that's just a range versus melee matchup kind of thing.
And it's not as bad as it was earlier, I don't think.
Yeah, plus he already has the kill, so he feels a little stronger than the Syndra in these 1v1s. Now the 2v2 might be breaking out here, which is very spooky, I think, for Cylakats, or Mimaws, because the Kai'Sa and the Pyke are planning to look for it, but we'll have to see how it goes. Cam is low HP.
We have a first-time chatter fangirling over Valor. Huge.
True.
Very respectable.
First time chatter, always got a fangirl for the boy. Let's go. He is very attractive at playing mid lane. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, we might say this, but he's 0-1-0.
Details.
Okay, Joey might just get a kill here. The silence. Ooh, oh, he did not have ulti. Used it on a presumably.
Jonah did it burn ulti there?
So.
Wait, did Jonah burn ulti in that fight?
Nope.
Okay. Because if he did, that's probably worth for the
Suki
side.
might be able to kill this Herald? No.
He should. It's blocked by the minions. Been there before, Jonah, don't worry. Looks like they are going for the dragon here. The poke out from the Sivir is enough to chunk out the Trundle, but it could bait them into a fight because Trundle has ulti still.
Yeah, just shout out to Joey here, keeping the gold lead even pretty much single-handedly. He's up 50 CS and getting tower plates.
It looks like they're still looking for this. Syndra is looking for the ulti.
Dave is quite low. Kai'Sa's able to get damage down. That's a huge shutdown to Kai'Sa. That's the last thing you want as Mimaw's Kittens here. Hidiri goes quite low. Jonah might be able to get this kill onto Hecarim, flashes for it, and now the Yuumi is knocked off. That's another kill for
1 HP
Hidiri.
on Jonah.
Noam is so low and is running away. The Yuumi almost picks up the kill, but that is, I believe, 3 kills for Hidiri in that fight. Picks up the huge Sivir shutdown, getting him 600 gold and an additional 2 kills, getting a basically like 1200 gold infusion on the Kai'Sa, so that has swung this game significantly. And this is exactly what we were talking about before the game. It doesn't matter how well they play their early game as long as they pick good fights and execute them well. And that's exactly what we saw from Hidiri there.
Insane Kai'Sa play. IMO. Losing at League is more attractive than winning it. That's true. And that's just facts, Dan. What can I say?
See, I wasn't sure. Are we allowed to leak the name when we're
I don't know. But like he said it was fine when he was in my stream earlier, so I'm going to go with that. If you would like me to switch back, that's fine.
Well, I'm saying it's just make a new league account or make a new Twitch account called Tech Curve and use that to watch.
True. So based. I'm not about to raid Scrims anytime soon. What do you mean? You're streaming on Friday, Papa. Or it's Saturday? One of those two. Okay, so this account actually used to be Tech Curve. Just make a new Twitch. Come on, man. Sunday. Sorry, I got the date wrong 3 times in a row.
That means that Dan is not competing with Scrimzone's amazing stream that will be tomorrow, starting at about 7. Probably a little bit of a lead-in. Everyone here should watch. The 2 games are going to be bangers. Decides who's qualifying for playoffs. So,
true.
I would just keep an eye open for it. Should be fun.
Agreed.
Yep. Game has been a bit slow. Cylakats has a 2 dragon lead and about 2,000 gold as well. Puts them in a pretty good position here. Yuumi, Sivir, as well as the double horses should scale pretty well. And Echo will just kind of always do Echo things. So I'm not super worried about them being down at the moment, but the dragons are definitely scary, especially with it being a Hextech soul, strongest soul in the game. But you know,
Agreed.
is
So
what
the
it is.
slow is
Valor
just
gets
so good.
chunked.
Yeah, the Echo is just starting to do
Shouldn't
so much
die,
damage.
but we are gonna see another horsey gank coming through, so could be bad. And here's the
There's the
Jimmy 2 you're
ulti
talking about
here.
earlier.
Looks like the
Pike's getting
Trundle is
split, but
looking
Pike's
bot
on
lane.
his way, so it's gonna be big.
Yeah.
Looks like
Yuumi
Suki
is opting for the
spam pinging
Ludens here.
on the Syndra, really wants this. And Valor's now in the stun zone, but locks the
Oh.
Hecarim up. It's gonna be really tough for Suki to play the rest of this out, and he is not able to do so. Jonah and Pike are
Looks
both
like the
here to
Trundle
cover.
is here.
Gnome throws the hook, and unfortunately
And misses. Good dodge from Suki. I'm also streaming on Sunday. Wait, are we all just streaming on Sunday? Because I might be streaming seasonals on Sunday as well. What the hell?
Incredibly based. It is very funny to see Joey have such a lead on the top side. I believe the gold gap is about 2k. He's just kind of on like the Sigma grind set passive income, like just from farming. Small sustenance farmer.
Someone play the fucking Bring Me to the Horizon or whatever. On God, he is so fucking strong. Just farming well. Looks like Suki is picking up Herald here. Pretty valuable pickup. Can do a lot of damage to towers, get your team a little bit
And I
back
want to
in the
see
game.
this tower being the one exploded here.
Yeah.
But we will
But since I brought it up, I am streaming seasonals for Legends of Runeterra on Saturday and Sunday. So.
Oh my God, so crazy. What's your rank, Mason?
I do happen to be a Masters 142
Alright,
LP.
that's the Sivir ulti coming out. The Pike hook misses, but the spell shield is gone too. Noam is
Yuumi
about
ult's
to
coming
just get
back
killed
out.
there,
Kills
and
Noah,
that's all
and-
that's gonna happen.
Well played. Good bait from the side of Mimaw.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a world in which Pike Trundle ever kills the Sivir Yuumi.
Yeah.
I guess worth a shot, maybe?
This. Oh my gosh, it's almost a Flame Horizon in the top lane already. Just nothing happening. Just Joey just last hitting these minions like a god. What can I
Hidiri's
say?
in trouble here. Hits the Kaisa speed boost and should be fine. Still has Cleanse Flash and ulti available. This is a
Looks
four-man
like-
bot. They're gonna blow
Looks
up
like the Herald
this
as
side of the
well.
lane.
Herald is super good here, I think. Just try to get the Sivir and Hecarim even more snowballed.
Hidiri is in a bad spot.
Oh, the ulti over the wall
Cleanse
from
flash
the Hecarim. Cleanse
and
is a little
gets
late.
knocked away in the opposite direction. Noam is right in the center.
Noam is in
It's quite
5
low.
people here,
Huge
though.
stun from Valor, but Noam
Oh,
is
but
down.
the echo
Jonah's
damage
trying
is
his
just
best to
too
get something
much.
done. Hidiri's coming in on the backside. Suki has fallen. Cam is quite low as well.
Oh,
And
but Dave cuts it out
Sivir
well.
is able to pick up a kill.
Echo still has
The
the
Echo
ulti
ulti
too.
goes back in. Gets stunned.
Oh, wait, but the Sivir Q coming out. Let's go!
Yeah.
Okay,
Dave
that
is
was
in
a
quite
pretty
low
sloppy
position here. I
fight,
think
but it
Valor
was
might be
3
able to
for
pick
2
something
here.
up here. Oh,
Ooh,
just
does it
load
have
up the spell
spell
shield.
shield?
But gets a shutdown. And
Valor gets
Russ
the
is in
shutdown though.
danger
Well played.
here.
Insane fight from both sides. Looks like both junglers will be up in time to try to. They might try to box for the dragon for funsies.
I honestly have no clue what any of these like new Syndra particle effects are. Like, I'm just really confused. Joey has absolutely just throated that Gromp. Kind of feel bad for the frog. But he's now
True.
reached his cap of stacks on
Minions?
non-champions. So,
He will probably start looking for to group and team fight.
yep. I mean, we could see some prio put on this dragon. It's starting to get taken by
Yep.
Cylakats right away.
Suki is not looking for it. They might just burn it too fast. Like it is Trundle and the
Suki is
Kaisa.
on
So
his way, but Jonah just
Ooh,
needs to drop
he
this.
doesn't look for the flip here.
Jonah
Ooh.
does not hit the smite. That could have been risky, but you know, does not turn out too
Agreed.
poorly for them.
No ulti for the Hecarim, so I don't blame them
Dave
for not
gets
trying to
lit
fight
up
this.
here.
Oh, they're
The
looking
spell
for the
shield's hit
fight.
out. No one's actually able to
Ooh,
hit
but
one,
the
and
ulti
Valor
coming
just knocks him out. Hidiri's quite low here. Does not have
The
ulti
Hecarim
available
should be able
for
to
the
get 3
shield.
here. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think Valor might
Hecarim
get
ult
out.
is coming up soon, but I don't know if he can get there, even with the Yuumi strapped to him.
going
Oh wait,
for
the
it.
E coming in. Oh, the ulti and the E backwards. Well played.
Oh.
Just Q.
Oh my god, Valor is insane! Picks it up!
No way. That's so unfortunate. Echo might be able to get here though. Yeah.
Okay. Blows
Shutdown
the
onto the
flash
Echo is
and
probably more
Protobell
valuable
for
than the Hecarim
Yeah.
though, so I don't blame him for giving it to him. Quote unquote giving it to him. You know?
Exactly. Gold lead is about even. I'm just gonna look where it's distributed. Top lane has about a 2k lead for Cylakats. Jungle is 600 in favor of the Hecarim. Mid lane is
I will
700
say-
in favor of Syndra. And bot lane as a whole is about 1,000 gold in favor of both of the Mimaw's bot laners.
True. I will say, dragon advantage is definitely on the side of Cylakats. The 3 dragons. Sure. For sure can, if you get Salt, it's like really hard to deal with on the
Joey,
side of Cylakats.
honestly, probably could just walked up to the tower and taken it here.
Yeah,
I'm not
he
sure
could
what could have
be
been
the
done.
real Sigma grind set here.
Yeah, I mean, Cho'Gath has well over 3,000 health at this point, so he's kind of free to just do whatever he wants.
Opting for the tabbies on
So
the
the
Hecarim here, just trying to
is
get a
up
little more
here.
tanky.
Yeah, so Joey needs to be careful here. Wouldn't want to gift over his 250 gold just farming shutdown.
Looks like Jonah is here to contest the crab. He does get it.
And Noam is just in a bad spot here.
Ooh, Cam hits the stun on the Echo.
Cam just
Ooh, well played.
one-shot solo
Proto to stay
kill.
behind him as well. Well played from Cam.
Yep. Joey's in a good spot for himself here. Gets the knock up.
Lilia might die
Should just be
here.
able to get
Just
the kill.
slow.
Yep. Oh my.
Oh, the
that's so
ulti
much
from half
damage.
health.
Oh, because
Ooh.
he's level 14.
Oh my lord. Alana hitting him with the sad face. Unlucky, man.
Yeah, I mean that is just Scrim's top lane right here. Like,
So true.
I don't know. I'd love to see the like Joey versus Peter matchup. Like,
Dude,
that
I'd
would
be so hyped, honestly.
Oh my god, wait.
Okay,
Dan
are you happy
actually
now?
listened to me.
Yes, thank
Maybe
you.
he knew
Thank
what
you.
got.
Thank you, Mr. Tecker.
That's crazy.
Appreciate you.
Intense gameplay of Cho'Gath simply standing still in the middle of top lane. He's just a big boy,
True.
you know? Gotta appreciate it.
big
No one does have the
chungus.
early Umbral Glaive, so even if he's not going to be able to do too much in fights, as it's been recently, he is able to provide vision denial, which is huge.
Yeah.
New chatter.
Hello, new chatter. So true.
Joey's choosing to not take down this turret and is instead trying to clear out wards, but
That's just valid. He doesn't need to keep fighting this Lilia, honestly. He could probably just keep solo killing there if he really wanted to.
yeah, I think leaving the lane up is actually like potentially baiting her into more deaths. It could be what he's hoping for. Noam and Hidiri are in a bad spot right here. Cam and Hecarim are both coming with a flank.
But it doesn't. I don't know if they can do anything. There's so much vision here.
Yeah, I mean they'd have to just go for a full-on dive under tower. Top lane turret
Which is a little
does
risky.
fall, and I believe Syndra is, or I don't know. That's how it's
Syndra
working
is
for a
on her
while,
own,
but
so
yeah.
there is
And the
potential for a
Hecarim
long flank on
potentially
the
looking for something.
Hecarim. Looks like they're
But
just
now,
gonna
now
try to
Trundle's
force
here to
the
bail him
tower.
out. Hidiri almost goes down, but Jonah's able to peel him off. The ult is coming down, but Trundle's healing
but the-
so much.
Yeah. But they do burn the Trundle flash though, so it's not the end of the world.
Yep, and
The
Kai'Sa
tower is
ultimate.
still up though.
Yeah, that got way more out of Cylakats than it did Mimaw's, I believe.
I think so. Yeah, but it did burn the Hecarim ulti right before Dragon, so it's a little
And
risky.
Valor might be able to just light up the Echo here.
The Echo has no ulti either. Ooh,
Yeah,
wait.
Really well
Okay,
played
good
by
ulti.
Valor. And that just
And
does
the
so
Yuumi
much
is down.
damage. And
Oh,
the CC.
stun and the ulti!
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
okay.
Noam will probably be able to pick up a kill on Hecarim if he walks anywhere up, because he does have that ultimate reset.
Yep.
Unsuki goes onto a ward. Noam flash Qs. I assume he's
I don't
not
think
in
he
the
kills
execute
here though,
threshold.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he was able to hit an E, but he had to E forward to hit the Q. Yeah, Hidiri's able to just pick up some more tower gold. This is 3 turrets to 1. And they're just completely zoned off. The 2 tanks are just going to be able to take this dragon. Probably going to
Joey
see another
should get
stack
another
given
stack.
to Joey. Yep.
Yeah. There's just not much the side of
Yep,
Mimaw can
they're
do.
just going to give this to Joey. Absolutely gobbles the dragon, and that is a 24-minute soul.
Oh, we're looking at the Baron flip from the side of Mimaws. They can actually do this. There's no one trying to contest. There's no vision. I think this is a really smart play, but I don't know if it can do anything versus the
Yeah,
Soul.
I mean,
though,
I don't
so.
think it's worth, but it's the best you can get given a bad situation for sure.
Yeah.
The
Good Soul
Flame
call. Or good
Horizon
Baron
is
call, I think.
1 off, so we will see it right now.
Agreed.
24-minute Flame Horizon from Joey. Well played. And
The confidence
the
to leave the
Demolish
Echo
proc
off,
should just
though.
absolutely eat this tower, right? Like,
It really should. Getting second tier
it should
two
just
tower.
kill.
Yeah.
It's gonna say it might be half. Dave
might
has
be a
to
little
burn the
too
spell
far up,
shield
but it
there,
does
but
get the spell shield, so he's
yeah.
safe.
the
Has
slow is
cleanse
getting
and
work
ulti
done,
up,
though.
so. Oh, he gets hit by the Q. Might die
Oh,
here.
Hidiri goes in. One auto would do
good
it,
ulti.
and does get it, but has to burn cleanse to avoid the Hecarim fear.
Hecarim
Joey
should
might
win
be able to get
this.
this. Joey has ultimate back up. Flashes away to
does.
stall out. Zones off with the Q.
Oh, good dodge from Suki, and manages to pick
Oh
up the kill
my
here.
gosh.
Nice, well played.
I think he might have been in execute range too. Cam picked up a kill onto Noam while we weren't looking, but Joan is able to pick him up, and this is a dead Yuumi as soon as you fall off. Yeah, Joey's spam pinging R. He was definitely in range.
He was
to get the
trying. I
kill.
feel like the ranges were a little awkward from him, right?
It must have been a ping thing. Like, I think if it
Yeah,
got
there's
spammed
no
that
way
much,
you don't
like,
snap the R. Yeah.
yeah, kind of tragic, but I don't know. He was definitely in range, and it was just like a animation took too long type thing. Hope stream saw the pillar. Go back.
True.
Oh, I think maybe Noam got trolled here. This is my prediction. Okay.
Okay,
So
wait.
Valley Flash is in.
Caught trolling live in HD, bro. No way. Okay, no, if I was your
Wait,
jungler,
what-
I'd never do that to you.
What
Just
is
saying.
even like happening? Like,
Okay, so he ultis back to try to kill the Syndra, and then Pyke tries to stun the Echo by going behind him, and it fails. I would never do that to you as a Trundle aficionado. No,
I'm just
I would
like-
never do that to you. Just saying.
can Pyke ult even get canceled? I guess. I mean,
No,
not
it
Pyke,
wasn't the
Pyke
Pyke
E,
ult. It was
Pyke
Pyke.
E.
Pyke. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen one get canceled by that. I think just
That's so
I
funny.
think terrain is
Oh,
just
I love-
weird.
Yeah.
That's pretty good though.
That's insane, bro. What splinter is the Syndra at?
Oh, I forgot that's even a thing. 117, 3 away.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is it 120?
I have no idea. I actually have the client pulled up. I can check.
I think 120 is the cap. Valor has picked up the Zonias. A lot of threat is reduced off the Echo now, and now that Zonias is a more like heavily AP item, I think it is even like
It's 120 for max splinters.
yeah. You also hope anyone asked. So true. Except we did we literally went back for it. So
True, actually, we did go back for it.
and it
so
was
I guess
worth
we did
it.
ask.
Like, I don't know. Noam is.
I mean, the
going
game
for
is still
blade.
kind of close for a game with static shock soul. So
I don't know if they quite spot out Noam here. There is.
I don't think
a
it matters. It is a
3K
Pyke.
gold
It's like
lead
kind
in
of
the top
impossible.
lane, but both junglers are as strong as the Cho'Gath, and both
Yeah.
mid laners are like. Cho'Gath isn't that far ahead in the game state. He's just very far ahead of his opponent.
Agreed.
And
It also
Noam's
looks
actually
like
catching back up here. I think partially because of your cut, but
yeah. I will say, I
Jonah-
think
or
the
Joey going for a
correct
huge
play
flank
is to
has
stall
over
for
5,000 health
Elder
already.
Soul. Yeah, I think the correct play is to just stall for Elder Dragon. Like you just
Potentially.
need that Elder
Noam
Dragon
is
to
getting
fight.
picked here. He's just dead. There's nothing you can do.
Ooh,
This is the Echo.
good play from Cam.
Yep.
Able to use his lead well. The fucking Ludens into Future Fire on Yuumi is a very interesting build, I will say. Looks like
Jonas
the ultis are
going
coming
for Cam,
out.
but I think Jonah's just gonna
The
die
healing is
here.
just too much.
Yeah, Hidiri
Yeah,
and
this is
Valor
just a good
might
bait
need to
from
just get
Cam.
damage down here, but there's only so much they can do.
Yeah.
Hecarim's coming in. Echo R is burned here, which could be significant. Valor's just caught in a bad
The
place.
tower is
tower's
just dead
gone.
though. Yep. And the static shock soul is just putting in so much work. It's like they can't engage very well because the slow is coming out all the time. It's a little cringe.
Yep, and Joey is just going for it up here. That should just be a side lane
Yeah.
turret.
Munching on these turrets, bro. He don't care.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no
Elder is up
demonic
in
from
2
him as well.
minutes. Well, we might see it at some point.
Agreed. I just don't think Joey's the type of player to build demonic, no cap.
Could be true.
But I don't think there's much that should happen while we were waiting for Soul or Elder.
Yeah.
Both
Baron's up
teams
at
just
about
wanna
the same
wait.
time, so
Yep.
not much will be lost. Do you think it's quite funny that you can toggle target champions only while spectating?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. What purpose does that serve? You can toggle champions only to only select champions, or
Wait, does it work
Hex
like
Tech
that?
Soul makes me feel like Rad is breaking my kneecaps from
Wait,
a minion
no,
wave
because you
away.
can. I
It
can
really
select...
does.
Okay. I was checking, but no, it doesn't prevent you from selecting other things. So
It's literally just for fun, or what?
I think it's just League Client. It's like you're playing as an invisible Teemo in Fountain, like
That's fair.
with camera
There is the
controls.
chainsword coming out from Trundle, which is very interesting.
And potentially also Pike. I'm not sure.
I would hope not. Chainsword's kind of dog shit on Pike, no?
Yeah, I mean he has the executioners, but it might just not get built into anything else.
I think even the executioners is kind of bad. I can ask our resident Pike expert, the Doctus Rex, at some point. But I feel like Chainsword is just bad in general, because you don't really proc the Grievous that much, and you just need the lethality to reach your execute thresholds, but...
Yeah, Cylakats
would
needs
not
to play
know.
this fight really well. I think your comp is just objectively worse in taking a fight like this. But
Yeah.
you do have the Cho'Gath available.
Oh wait, Cho'Gath hit the
to
Q.
smite.
Pike's on the flank here?
I think this is one of those few situations where you actually do want to hold it for a dragon kill, but I'm probably just wrong. This fight is breaking out really advantageously for Cylakats. Cam just onto the back line.
Oh, but he gets
back.
the ulti back into the
Oh
stun,
man,
into the
Joey's dead.
4-man's Hecarim ult. Okay! Well played from the side of Cylakats there. Oh, the
That
ulti
was
comes
able to
out
pick
though.
up one, but this is not going to be enough. That's a 5 for... Oh my god, wait.
Wait, that's so huge
Valor
from
picked up
the Syndra.
Cam.
Oh my gosh, what a bloody
this
fight.
should just be an Elder, but it's only going to go onto the Sivir and the Yumi.
I think that's the only
but
person you
Sivir
beat it
is-
on.
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice on Lilia because your burn would probably profit
Yeah,
from a
agreed.
ludicrous amount of health, but...
But the Lilia did
Rust
opt for the
is
Rylai's
quite
instead.
low on mana here, so... Dave is falling kind of low, but...
It doesn't matter.
one's gonna be
It's
up in
Elder at
time.
this point. And he can just tank it.
Very funny Elder take. But Baron actually might be going over to Cylakats here, unless Sivir is able to get something done.
Shout out to the dumb Pike that Pike stun, E stuns, scales off durability, or off lethality. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, true. Noam is only sitting on one lethality item here, and basically all the abilities, if not actually all the abilities, scale off of it.
Looks like Suki is on the Baron side. I don't know if his team is with him, but he
Yeah.
needs his team here to
Sivir's a bit far
initiate this
back.
fight.
I don't know.
I will
The-
say,
the
I
Pelger
think
is
if they
tough for
cheese the
Cylakats.
bush,
Yeah.
I think the cheese favors Cylakats, unironically.
Right, but if Sivir throws a Q into there,
Yeah.
they might just all die. Like, this is a super high risk play. I think they need to play around Baron just dealing damage to Mimaw so that they're able to flip it if they go for a fight at all. Playing into
Yeah.
Elder Sivir is absolutely terrifying.
Agreed. They should. I think the Mimaw should be looking for a fight though. I think fights always favor them, and
Or
you don't
just
need to
take the
coin flip
Baron.
the dragon. I feel like this is a little coin flip though. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have the right comms to turn when you need to, I don't think it's a
Yeah.
much concern. And Cam is looking to just
Cam
blow
is
up
just
Ajiri.
looking for the one
That
shot.
was a good ulti from Kaisa. Joey has
Oh, they're just going
flash
for
and
the
potentially
flip.
also ulti. Yes, and
Oh,
there's
and the steal comes out.
But Elder's
I
getting
think the
so
fight is
much
still
done.
winning though.
Yep.
I think this is worth.
Yep. And
Because Sivir
Dave,
should be able to get two
Dave
here.
gets 2, but that should be it. But denying the Baron's huge, and I believe Joey did not stack off of it because Jonah received the kill. Yeah, Elder's getting so much done here. Alana is in a tough spot HP-wise, but it's just going to reset, and the Yumi is going to keep Cam and Dave on the map.
Losing the Baron is really tough here though. It does stall out the game for a little longer. But I don't know. I feel like Cylakats is, or not Cylakats, Mimaw's team fight is a little better at this point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also gotten to the point where Cylakats will need to try really hard to successfully split Mimaw's up to get anything done, because they're probably not going to be winning anything remotely close to a front to back. Cho'Gath's split push is not the greatest of all time, too, which puts him in an unfortunate spot, especially when they have a mid laner who can't really split push either. Syndra obviously has really good peel for herself, but in most spots she'll get into, it'll just be like a inevitability. It's just she needs to deal enough damage to stall it out. Joey is almost at 6,000 HP here.
Yeah, this Cho'Gath is a little strong, TM. He is not going for the demonic. There is no demonic components in his build, and that is his last item.
This might be anathemas for Sivir. Or no, it might be anathemas for Echo.
Could be.
Yep. Suki might get caught out here, but notably,
no
Elder anywhere on the Sivir. Spell Shield goes through. This should just be a kill onto the Hecarim, but I don't think
good ulti though.
And Echo is able to rip through the Syndra, which is someone you definitely need to focus as Mimaw.
Oh, the Echo is getting off a lot of damage here.
Double kill here. But unfortunately, the Yumi's on the Lilia is not very strong at the moment. Jonah is going to
do manage to hold it off, though.
Some tower shots, which puts him in a bad spot. Joey does have ult still, is probably going to look to get it on Cam, but just turns on the Lily and just absolutely one-shots her with it.
Yeah, this
fucking
Cho'Gath takes no damage from the Echo. It's really funny.
Yeah, I don't know if Jonah walking up here is good or bad, because it'll probably give Echo something. But okay, and there we go.
Ooh, the ulti! Well played from Jonah. Gets the ulti off in time, so it doesn't do anything. And this could just be the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the shortest timer is actually only 10 seconds on Sivir and Hecarim, so I don't think that's likely, especially with how low Jonah is, but this Kaisa Cho'Gath combo is actually really disgusting. So you might be right. Oh, Hidiri goes in aggressively.
Just walks in. The ulti coming out, though.
Had no cleanse to deal with that. I believe Joey's ulti is back up, and we have a teleport here to cover it. That is going to be Valor entering this fight, which is very good for Cylakats. The Elder is back up in a minute, and looks like pings are going down. They just want the Cho'Gath to reset, hit full build, and then support them on that fight.
Agreed. Cho'Gath is dead ass besides the Echo W. True. Yeah, this should just be slapped onto the Sivir, and ironically, you just don't care about this Echo in the slightest. You have too much health for him to ever do any damage to you.
Yeah, I mean,
unironically, instead of the Ludens here, I think you go Leandri's on Yumi here. It just rips apart the tanks on both sides, plus it gives you haste for your healing and your slow Q.
I mean, I think it could just be you're not going to apply it on that many targets, except your
You have ulti, though.
Noam and Valor might just absolutely pop someone here. I'm looking for the anathemas. No clue, though. Unfortunately, they hit the Hecarim there. Both have to flash out, but I think the choke point is just good enough for Cylakats. It doesn't matter. Yep, that's 2 kills for Jonah. Valor is quite low on the back. The fact that they're not able to pick out of is tragic. And Hidiri hits the
wasn't even there. That's the craziest part.
Yeah. And that's how you normally expect to just burst down these players. But I think this will actually just be the end angle. Cam is trying to fight the Trundle, and Joey just TPs. Joey has 7,000 health. I don't know who the Anathemas is on. It looks like it's just maybe not placed. Can't. Oh, it just got cast on. I believe it would be Echo because he's the only one left alive. Smart to hold that off.
Ooh.
Cam burns the Zonias. Does not get knocked out.
Looks like the ulti's up
there, but Hidiri manages to survive.
Hidiri flashes out of the queue.
This should just be.
That's just the end of the game. That's so unfortunate.
Very, very close game, ending at 30-30.
Good pick on the Cho'Gath or the Trundle from the side of Cylakats IMO. Like, he was doing so much work to buy so much time for all of his carries in every fight. Getting the ulti down onto the Hecarim in every fight, and like just being able to force fights to go long is really crazy. And the Cho'Gath was fucking nuts. He was so big the entire fight. Could not die.
We are getting some words from Silico about the game in chat. Says, solid first game. Back and forth.
Yeah, agreed. It was an insane game.
Yeah, I mean, who is your thought for MVP that game? I know I have a little bit of a bias, but I'm interested to see what you think. Mason?
I'm sorry. I was thinking about who should be MVP. I'm going back and forth on the Trundle or the Trundle or the Cho'Gath.
Okay, see
I'm of the
that's who I'm
personal
on
opinion.
too.
I think Trundle did a lot of work early game in neutralizing uh the Hecarim pick.
Yeah, I mean I think
Valor?
Trundle maybe had like more presence.
Yeah.
Frick Trundle, he trolled Pillar
True,
LOL.
true. Wait, actually, can I give MVP to someone? I don't know
Yeah.
if you still have the game pulled up, but can I give MVP to someone who literally trolls his Pike by pillaring him while he's mid dash? I don't know, man.
I could go back to it. But I mean,
Can you pull it up
we did
for
watch
the
it a
class?
few
For the class.
times.
For the class. I
What?
think.
When did it happen? Who got the kill there?
Uh,
Because Trundle got like a double kill, right? Also, the sound is like all sorts of fucked up. So you just hear Echo like muttering to himself.
MVP to the
Yes.
pillar. No champ. Agreed.
Hold on. We'll go back to game. Okay. That is all. We're done watching that. But yeah, kind of banger. So I guess it's Joey, right? If we're ruling out Jonah on principle.
Yeah, I think it has to be Joey. I think it has to be Joey.
For some reason, I am being asked when the next game starts. Captains, do your job, please. Thank you. But a bit tragic. Draft should be starting for the next one in 5 minutes. But we need side select first. Cam is saying that their team is keeping blue side. So that is not too bad. I think that makes sense because they obviously got some counter picks off, but their like main counter pick prio was on the bot lane, which is easier to counter pick like as a lane later on, I guess. If you're not focused on solo lane counter picks as much, I think it's fine to go blue side, especially with like the Lilia early pick. I don't know if we're gonna see that again, but we could. I don't think it was terrible there. It just kind of ended up not doing too much, and I don't think Joey got fed because of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to see the Pike again. I think the counter to it was really good, and there's not much you can really do unless you're banning Sivir. But
Yeah.
I also
think
kind
the
of don't want to
Sivir
see that. I think
combination
that would be
kinda
like
just-
worse.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of tough to play out there. I am going to try and get... Can you keep an eye on the clock for me? Because we have 3 minutes until draft, but I'm going to try and get the new data for...
Okay, yeah, sure thing.
Stuff before that.
Some adaptations I'd like to see. I think Jonah's picking up the Trundle was super smart. I know I flamed him because he's just stealing technology from me, but I think it is a very valid pick into
that's
champions
also
like
like
Hecarim.
Cylakats' entire brand, so... We
True.
can't fault them for
They
doing
just steal
it.
stuff from us. Yeah, there are thieves. We get it. The LCS has 100 thieves. We have Cylakats thieves. You know, like
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
that's their entire shtick. I get it. We're the best team. You really do just gotta take everything from us and leave us with nothing. Like, why are we still banning my Udyr, bro? This champion has a 1 win in the entirety of scrims. It's really bad. Just stop banning it. Thank you. Anyways, I think Joey being able to neutral out a lane where it's like very even, or like not even neutral, but like I think he won the lane pretty definitively.
Mm-hmm. Just in
And
terms of like
just
zoning
being
and
able
CS,
to-
even if it wasn't like
Yeah,
a flashy.
Basically
one.
winning out a lane where it's neutral is super good. I think the Syndra, although the pick did say it was counterpicked, I think he did quite a bit in these fights being able to like create zone.
Yeah,
But I
think the
don't think I
Syndra
would
is just
recommend
a
blinding it again.
good champion. I think that matchup
I wouldn't
is
say
definitely
that.
tough. I think if you find a, I mean, he just like was able to play it well. Maybe he made the
Yeah,
champion look
I
good.
don't think the
Let's say
champion was that
Let's say
good there. I think it provided more liability in those fights than utility, if anything, because the Echo was still able to get into his team and one-shot him. So I was like, I didn't see much value in it, so I don't think they should revisit that pick again. In terms of bot lane, I do tend to agree with you. I think the Pyke was a little grief, in my opinion. It didn't really do much. I think the one thing it did in that game that I could distinctly recall is him having prio to rotate up top, but you can honestly do that with literally any other engaged support. So I don't see much point in it. The Kaisa, I think, was a good pick from Hadiri. Is that how you say it? I don't fucking
Yeah, I
remember.
believe so. That's how
Okay.
we've been saying it. I don't know if it's accurate.
Okay. Cool. Pike baited Silver Shield every time. This is kind of true, but I still don't think it was that useful. Like, you guys still lost lane to the Sivir, so I don't think you should really revisit the pick. IMO.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's as much like a baited Sivir shield every time versus your champion couldn't do anything because they had a shield, and it just happened to be that the rest of your team was fed enough that it didn't matter. Because I honestly don't think you have too many abilities on your team that are like turbo benefited by the Sivir shield not being there. But I don't know. That could be a bad take, but that was my read on it.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, if the logic is they're gonna pick Sivir and he thinks Sivir's a bad champion, I'm like almost more likely to believe that as like a good reason to run back the pick, because it definitely could have been better if they picked a more like aggressive bot lane to team up with the Echo Hecarim and kind of just snowball the game. All right, it looks like we
I think the
should
Sivir
be...
was supposed
okay,
to be that.
drafts either started early. Okay, no, they're just very quick. So pretty much same bans as last time. Looks like it's just going to be another jungle triple ban. They just want to deny our man's his second interview run back. Like,
True. I mean, the Zinzao was a strong pick, so I don't blame them.
yeah.
Although I don't know why you would ban Zinzao if you're picking Trundle, because it's like another one of those
Well, maybe you
champions where
don't
you
want to
just
pick
click R on him.
Trundle. Maybe you're trying to ban all the champions that would force you on Trundle.
So we do see the adaptation into swapping out the Shyvana ban for a Trundle, which
I don't know if
kind
that's
of
a good adaptation, to be honest. Shyvana just got buffed, and Jono is already terrifying on that champion.
Yeah, but I have insider information that this might be a Shyvana first pick, so.
Oh, why are we leaking draft before it happens? I mean,
the Echo ban is good.
I don't know if I
adaptation.
like that either, to be honest.
I actually think this champion is pretty blind pickable right now. Shyvana is really strong, in my opinion.
I will also just say I think my reasoning for that belief is that I think Jonah just makes the champion better, and I think unless you're like actually super comfortable on the Shyvana, I don't know if it's worth just throwing up there.
Oh,
this
but he
does
is.
mean that the Lily is available, so we could just pick that, and I don't know how that matchup goes.
It's supposed to be Lilia favored.
Okay. Nami is locked in early. I guess Noam really was just like, they should talk in the Pike. I'm not picking it. Like,
so scared, and for what?
Yeah.
So scared. They're just tired of stealing our drafts, so that's understandable, you know.
Yeah, something like that. Well, for some reason,
I wonder what we pair with the Nami. It could be the Nami Lucian, and it looks like it's the Vi lock-in instead.
okay,
So
I
there's
like
no
that.
longer any prio on the Lilia. I don't know if I like that,
I mean,
actually.
it's also possible that just like they didn't want to like take that particular matchup.
Looks like a Senna lock-in. Okay. I don't know if I like the Senna into the Vi.
Are they just trying to deny the Cho'Gath by picking Senna Cho?
That could be the play. There's like a lot of flexibility in that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting adaptation. I don't know if it's good, but it's interesting.
I think Joey just also has things that can deal with the Cho'Gath or whatever he's going to be flying into, and I think if you hold it for 5 again, I think.
I think there needs to be a Silas spin coming out from the side of Mimaw as well in their draft somewhere. There's a lot of valuable ultimates so far, and they only showed three ultis. So, and Valor is pretty good on the Silas. So, looks like a Kog'Maw Nami lane coming out. That's a very interesting draft. I feel like Senna should outscale the Cog, but there's like not a lot of ways you can kill the Kog'Maw on the side of Mimaws right now. Honestly, so if I may use my crystal ball a little bit to try to predict the draft, I think they're probably going to try to ban out Silas from the side of Mimaws. And then maybe like a Yone pick for Cam. There's a lot of value in Yone right now. And the Lilia ban for Alana, which is fair. I think that's like a pretty safe top laner to play for Alana, so we'll have to see what her next pick is.
I think Silas ban is... I don't know how I feel about it. Obviously, it's really good into Cho'Gath, but
It's good into Shyvana too, because you can
Okay.
take the ulti and get the AP.
Oh, do you just turn into
Fireball
dragon
off.
form?
Yeah, you turn into it for a
Oh,
little
okay,
bit.
never mind. I
Yeah, it's
did not
pretty solid.
understand correctly. I apologize. There
You
are
do
some
lose the
issues
W, but
on the website, so I don't know if we will be having up-to-date stats for the rest of the series. I don't know
that's
if
fine.
anyone cares, but
We can
I'm
spitball
upset.
random shit.
Exactly. I will generate new graphics though for the standings. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be the same lane assignments, but we will see.
And it looks like the Yasuo and the Sylas ban out. These are just solid bans into Valor. And the Yasuo does synergize with the Nami pretty well and the Vi pretty well. You can get a lot of pick ultimates with it. It looks like the Ornn Blind, we did see this coming. I'm pretty sure this is actually a Cho'Gath favored lane if they want to send it top and just pick something different. So I would like to see that adaptation from Mimaw. We'll have to see though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm generally not opposed to just playing Ornn into other tank lanes because he just has like insane
Team fight value.
well, also just percent health damage. But it looks
The
like we're gonna see
Alawi?
Alawi potentially slammed. Okay, and no Alawi,
Baited.
which is
I've
good.
been baited. I've been baited. I've been so baited. I've been so baited. I'm so disappointed.
Mordekaiser is like, I'm just happier to see that champion. Like Alawi is kind of just cringe, to be honest. I also don't know if the like counter matchup there is like good enough for it to be like super worth it.
All right, someone
But
ping Blake. He's
Mordekaiser
probably in
does
a.
absolutely slam Ornn, and it should be an easy enough lane to play.
Blake is being requested into the casting. I don't really know if I want to because I know he has some certain words about how this draft is played out. Kaisa is locked in, so I'm assuming this is Kaisa mid.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be Cho mid. Like Cho mid is decent.
Could
It's
be.
just like I don't know if you want to blind it. It could also
I
be
just
like
don't know if you want Senna Kaisa bot lane. That seems a little abhorrent, like
yeah.
horrifically
I mean,
so.
all the control mage hovers, I love it. Azir is the one that gets locked in. I think it's probably pretty good into either of these champions, and the Azir ultimate is going to do an insane job of peeling like all of these people off you as soon as they get onto you. Which I do like. I wonder if Mimaws is just like picking Kaisa mid because they lost to it earlier, and it's just like a
I don't
spite
think it's
thing.
good here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe they're just like pissed that Teddy beat them with it, so they're like whipping it out. Like
Maybe. I
I
mean,
for
it
sure
does
hope
kind of
not,
okay.
but
I just feel like having double squishy ADCs into a fucking Vi with like a Ornn Nami ult on top is
yeah, I don't
a little
know.
sussy among us.
But Cylakats, very traditional team comp.
Yeah, Vlad
Yeah,
front to
like
back. It's Kog'Maw in a dream, bro. Kog'Maw is here in a dream.
it's like so standard that like I actually just have nothing to say about it. Like if you look at that comp and you don't know what they're trying to do, like I guess you've never watched League of Legends before, which is fine.
On God.
I appreciate the new viewers, and like if you're new to League and you're watching, like that's cool. I appreciate the shout out. So I'll give the TLDR for you. You have the big boy front line sitting in the front with Ornn. You have two very late game carries, Kog'Maw, Azir, and Ornn will give them ornaments, and they will do more damage. And then
Yeah,
Vi
you're just
will
looking
fuck the
to.
shit up of the enemy's carries, and Nami is gonna keep your carries alive, and that is all. Quite simple.
It's very much a meatball comp, and then on the side of Mimaws, I feel like this Mordekaiser lane. I know our resident draft expert, Mr. Blake, is very adamant on Mordekaiser being a dog shit champ. This is a supposed counter matchup, but I do tend to agree that Mordekaiser does have low value in this team comp. And to Kog'Maw, you're kind of just gonna get kited unless you're like super far ahead. And I think it's a lot on Mordekaiser as well, which means that the being ahead is not guaranteed. Senna Cho'Gath, I think, is a fairly good lane still. I haven't seen it recently, but it's like an old school pick that actually I think one of my teams used to use a lot with like Healy
Yeah,
playing the Cho'Gath.
Jiffy Diffy, let's go.
Yeah, that was like an old school comp for your end. I don't know if it holds up anymore. We also have been talking about the Shyvana buffs all fucking day today, and we're finally seeing the pick come out for Suki. I think I duoed with him a couple times, and he has played the Shyvana before, so I think he is very comfortable on the champion, and it is super strong, so we'll have to see. And
do
then
we drag in Blake for the quick take?
I kind of don't want to. I think I've covered draft already, but like,
right. I mean, I feel like it's like a demonetization versus content angle, right? Like,
yeah. Let's not. How about
oh
that?
wait, that was a
He has
goal.
been dragged.
Really, your dog?
Ratio. No, I was flaming the Mordekaiser pick too. Don't worry, I know how draft works.
Okay, so this is actually one of the less sinful drafts I've seen.
Yeah, I would agree.
In recent years.
I think the Kaisa's a little sussy and bogus, but we'll have to see.
So my 2 cents. All right, so Shyvana blind pick. I think it's a great blind pick. Has good scaling, has decent matchups into the majority of the junglers right now. Plus, obviously, has a flex potency as a top laner. Right here on red side, the Vi and the Nami are the weakest part of the draft so far. I don't think Nami's a good character. She was very much carried by Lucian back before the electrocute nerfs. And now she's like decent at stuffing engages, and sure, the Shyvana's going to engage, but that's one champion that's going to engage. You don't know what their comp is going to go into. Same with the Vi here. I feel like it's a fine champion, but obviously you don't have enough information at this point to properly pick it. And looking at
before we continue on, can I ask you what champions you would blind here on the side of Cylakats? Instead of, so you see the Shyvana blind, which is like you don't know where it's gonna go. It could be jungle or top, right? So the logical response from the side of Cylakats is to blind one. Yeah, blind a flex, right?
A flex, and then something. If you had to blind something, I would always choose support because
really over ADC.
Support or AD carry, yeah. I think here,
one of those.
You can definitely draft a support since you know what their jungler is and you know that you have that a little bit of that dive sort of synergy. And since I'm guessing they were like thinking about picking up the Kog'Maw beforehand. I'm guessing the Cho'Gath might have like influenced their decision a little bit. You know, that tank on the enemy team, and you have Kog'Maw with that tank shred. You could have obviously picked up something like a Janna. Nami obviously is okay at stuffing engages, but Janna is just the whole 9 yards. Plus has the synergy with the Kog'Maw with that Janna E, giving him the steroid. But I digress. Yeah, so the Vi, obviously, I don't want to. You never want to blind Vi because I don't know what the enemy champions are going to pick. If they pick Victor, Senna, fucking what's another mobile lady carry? Aphelios, like, oh great, I'm having a field day. But in this instance, they picked Mordekaiser, Cho'Gath, and Kaisa. Kaisa obviously incredibly good at self peel and is incredible like reposition in the team fight, especially with the new attack speed build. Obviously, Cho'Gath and Mordekaiser, you don't really want to be diving them. Cho's shot silences you for 1.2 or for 2 seconds, depending on tenacity. And then Mordekaiser obviously uses his very powerful abilities on you and definitely hits them.
So true.
Yeah, I think Senna, Cho'Gath is a very powerful lane. Obviously, flex potency with Cho'Gath if you ever want to go, you know, shove him in top or in mid or even in jungle, really. If you're feeling like a center today. And then Kog'Maw is a good response. Kog'Maw has good scaling. The Nami is able to peel him somewhat, and obviously well into the tanks.
He can also itemize decently into like Shyvana, right? Like if he goes tanky, or if Shyvana goes AD, you can go like Frozen Heart into like Shyvana. If she goes AD, you can go Wit's End into the Shyvana as well. Just like it completely neuters the AP builds.
Absolutely,
I do agree with that.
Yeah, Wit's End is going to be massive this game considering they have so the more the Cho and the Shyvana.
For sure, definitely an early Wit's End, bro.
You could also go Force of Nature, really, if you want to be a little goofy. And you could also
a little quirky.
It could technically be like a flex pick mid with the rare AP artillery mage build. It's worse than all the other artillery mages, but it's also got flex potency a little bit more than the Vel'Koz or the Xerath do, at least in terms of AD carry.
The bans aren't really worth mentioning.
Yeah, the bans don't matter. Ornn, safe blind pick. It's not good in Cho'Gath, so I think it's a little goofy. But you see the Senna, so you're already like inclined to believe that it's going to be the Senna Cho bot lane.
And I actually on the terms of bans, I think Mimaw's banning Sylas is pretty solid if you're going to try to blind the Ornn. But that's like probably the only thing I'd argue for. But
Mimaw is also banning Sylas because they have the Cho'Gurt.
Yeah, Blake,
which is super
Blake, would you like
to
see something funny here?
Hold on, let's see.
Okay, so what's your guess on what roles these champions are going in? Okay,
I'd have to presume it's Senna Cho'Gurt bot lane. I'm gonna say it's Kaisa top. I'm guessing there's a Druid fan somewhere, and then it's Mord mid.
Okay. What do you want the roles to be though? What do you think is best?
I think Kai'Sa mid's completely grief. I think it's fine this game. The Azir completely dumpsters their comp, but it's good into the enemy team because reposition is really valuable. Plus the dive onto the
Yeah.
Kog'Maw is decently
The Zir pick was kind
possible.
of smurf, right?
Yeah,
But
except
it
hear me out. It's this.
okay. If it's Shyvana on a bot lane, I'm gonna cry.
No,
Wallah.
it's we're doing the Kai'Sa Senna. Russ is playing Cho'Gath into Azir. You know, see,
Like, okay, so you see two solo laners that get completely dumpstered by Azir, and you're like, we could flex the Cho'Gath bot lane and give the Kai'Sa a decent matchup into the Azir. Sure, she's going to get poked out. Sure, she won't have prio, but at least she isn't going to go down 20 CS. And then Zach is like, no, I don't want to play Senna. I don't want to play Cho'Gath. I don't want to win.
Yeah, I mean, I think something to also mention here is previously Mimaw has done this. They flexed someone who's been playing basically exclusively support for the most recent memory, and then they put them mid lane into a mid laner who is known to absolutely just throttle people, and they've done it again.
Gotcha.
I'm hoping what's happening here is that they're intentionally not doing LCS order and they're just kind of being assholes for the culture, and it's actually going to be Cam playing support, Russ, and it's like a starving Senna.
Yeah, I was thinking that it might be the Russ on the AD
because then it's just like it's slightly unethical, but it's not inting.
Did they tell you like these are the champions, like in the roles?
I mean,
or are you just
they've locked it in, and this is the order they're in. Because we're just waiting for spectator delay at this point. But yeah, I mean, if it's Kai'Sa mid, I'm fine with the draft, kind of. But Kai'Sa Senna, I really don't like, and Valor's going to absolutely dumpster on Russ. So you're basically guaranteed to be dealing with a fed Azir into 3 tanks. And Azir could just itemize the Liandry's here, and Shyvana, Cho'Gath, Mordekaiser have the worst time of their lives. Hidiri is probably just going to deal like 8 billion magic damage this game just from hitting tanks alone. And then all Jonah needs to do is pick off whichever of the carries is getting farmed, which is going to be the Kai'Sa. And I genuinely don't think the game is going to go long enough for Senna to even get anywhere. I know there's a scaling comp on the other team, but I think it should just be a slaughter given this draft.
Both teams scale relatively well. Senna obviously outscaling the Nami, Kai'Sa getting outscaled by the Kog'Maw. The mid lane, I'd say the Azir, just because the comp is like even in scaling with the Cho'Gath. Shyvana outscales Vi, obviously, and then Ornn obviously outscales the Mordekaiser. So I think it's pretty even scaling wise. Obviously, you have the ornaments and all that, so obviously bolstering the strength of the Cylakats champions. There we go, and all that. But I think that when it comes down to the end of it, I think Mimaw's Kittens definitely has the advantage when scaling because Mordekaiser also scales pretty well. Granted, not because he's a good champion or anything. His numbers are just high.
He said it scales well. High. So it has to be a good champion. Thank you, Blake.
Exactly.
I'm definitely. This is really funny. Like,
was that me? Did I do that? I feel like I did that.
I like the 0 KD. Like, what happened here?
Was that me? Did I do that?
How is there a 0? Like, I'm hoping like stats are bugged. Like, this seems like this can't be real, right? Like,
I like this. No. You need to keep this.
No, well, the problem is it can't happen anymore. Okay, because there's going to be another game, so there's more matchup data. But if we go and look at it was Joey into Russ. Okay, so to be fair, it's Joey into Alana this game, so it's slightly different, but it was the same team. The last time they picked this counter matchup, it was an infinite KD versus a 0 KD, and they're deciding to hit him with the salty run back in hopes that it will work.
Oh, guys, I wonder, is Mordekaiser bad?
Did they just did they forget what happened last time they played this team? Just quick floats to the other data. This is basically nothing. I'm not missing much. And then the jungle matchup now does have some data. If anyone cares, but we can just swap to the in-game once League Client stops griefing me. And here we go.
One last thing, I think I think the Kai'Sa mid obviously should have happened, but I also just think they shouldn't have picked Kai'Sa there.
No, I agree. I think Kai'Sa is bad here as well, but that is my opinion.
I was having to blind a mid laner, looking at the Vi and looking at the Kog'Maw, I would have gone for a Lissandra, because Lissandra can obviously stuff the Vi engage and can also go in for the dive onto
Kog'Maw, a guaranteed hard CC. Yeah.
Yep. And forces him basically to either run cleanse or buy a QSS, and that's money.
Do you think Ori could have been picked here as well? Or is that
Ori in place of the Azir, or in place of the
Ori in place of the Cho'Gath mid or the Kai'Sa?
No, definitely
in
not.
theory. Okay.
Because Kog'Maw outranges you by a whole ton, and then also you're blinding in the mid, and the mid matchup can either A, outrange you, or B, just beat you in lane, or both.
Okay,
I mean,
that makes sense.
Is Shyvana Ball that good?
I think so. It depends.
Well, I mean, because I think there are certain Shyvana builds where you don't want to be ulting in. But,
yeah, I
mean, if
you're going full AP though.
If there wasn't a Kai'Sa AD carry, I mean, they could have gone for a little bit of the Vern action. They're all AD, all AP if they do that. I guess the Shyvana could go with like a Bork Frostfire build, but you know, the Vern's always an opportunity.
Well, I mean, it would have been Senna, no? Because Senna was picked before the Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant picking the Vern over the Kai'Sa.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I was also thinking if you could pick like a strong AD champion like Yone, but I don't know how good Yone is, so if you like set up your draft a little differently, where it's like you can try to like force Valor on like a non-long range champion, maybe you could get away with a Yone pick.
I mean, Azir just dumpsters Yone in lane though. And, he also can't play into Ornn, so I wouldn't really like it here. It's good in like diving against the Kog'Maw.
Hidiri does get caught out by the root here. Gets quite low. Does not end up dying here. A good exhaust coming out from Noam onto, I believe, Dave?
Yeah, it was a good trade by Cam and Dave though.
Yep,
Alright.
Okay. Back
I will say,
for now.
Yeah, do you want it? Okay. Yep. It was good having you on for draft though. Thank you for your input, brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Much love to Blake.
Yep.
Shout out to...
Who are we shouting out?
Minecraft.
Okay.
Alright, Azalea gets killed for first blood.
It was a good gank by Jonah though.
Oh wait, the fucking Mojang first blood? Hell.
The Mojang first blood, true! What did I miss? Not a lot, to be honest. The Mojang first blood, true. Mine did get a very solid gank off though. Knowing that the Shyvana is going to go for a 6 clear, does opt to skip the wrap or the crab and just go for the gank.
Yeah, just very for smart. Some added content, not only was like, so Ornn gets locked in, and not only do they make they run back
W onto the
Hidiri is exhausted, should probably just die here, flashes out. Some body blocking is done, but Dave almost dies. No one flashes and tries to go for it, but the auto training is not going to do enough because of Triumph and a Senna keeping him alive.
Too.
Cam cancels an auto and does not get the kill. That was tragic. But anyway,
good play though from.
Yeah, it was. Noam tried his best to try and body block some of these, but it just did not
Jonah's coming down.
Jonah should be able to pick up both of these dodges.
Shyvana should be here in time.
Yep. Oh, and misses.
Oh, the dodge! Wait a second.
And then Noam's probably just gonna die here. That would the absolute worst if
Let's go!
Cylakats, I think.
Yeah, well played from the side of Mimaw to even out the scales a little bit. Looks like the double dagger setup for Suki.
Yeah, I mean Cam is getting work done here.
Yep.
the Jukes Grandmaster. True.
True.
I think Dave did hit that recently. So shout out to him for that. But the last time the Ornn was picked, Mimaw's made the exact same draft call. That game was a bit unfortunate. I'm not gonna lie. They chose to flex the Cam Dave bot lane against the same team, and then go with the Mordekaiser counterplay. So I don't know. A lot of similarities between these two games. It was Noam on an Enchanter, their AD carry on a Hyperscaler, and then Control Mage for Valor. So I don't know. I don't want to see a repeat of that game. It was kind of sleeper. Cam being off to a really good start on the Senna here is good though. So hopefully that will give them the momentum they need to make this game good. But the CS gaps in both solo lanes are not making me feel super confident.
Ooh, yeah, it's a little rough here, lads.
Yeah, I mean, I have the same opinion I did on it last time. Cam Dave bot lane is absolutely terrifying, but when you put 2 of your best solo lane players not in a solo lane,
Ooh, good flash, dodging the Q.
Yeah.
Managed
Russ
to
played
get
that
out
really
of that
well.
one. Looks like Russ has Comet, so he's looking for a more AP-centric build, which is very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he still does have to take the jukes for Jesus. They did ban Jesus, for those wondering. Draft was banned by Cylakats, but yeah, Russ kind of doesn't have a choice. He has to build the D shield here to keep himself alive, and it looks like he actually
He's going for the
building
more
tank.
AP tank-centric
Certainly,
build.
this was not a.
I think that's correct. I'm just
No.
so
I'm just saying,
surprised.
like, certainly this is not a look up stats website for runes and then just build what you want to build.
Yeah, certainly not. This is also a good call from Jonah to do the
Yep.
dragon. He has lane
Denies
prio.
it from Shyvana and continues
Yeah.
the dragon stacking from last game.
Yeah.
Stack check on Cam. He's at 25 souls already. That's actually pretty huge for him.
Yeah, he has been trading super aggressively, so he should be at a really high soul count. I'm surprised Vi isn't just throwing up a tent in the spot lane. It's double ADC. If you hit the Q on them, they just blow up every time. A little bit of a pink ward in the river bush as well, so they can kind of see where Mimaw has their vision. So it should be pretty easy for the Vi to just pop a squat bot lane when they get ulti.
Yeah. Cam whiffs the W. Hidiri is choosing to go in, but they don't have enough vision in these bushes to accurately trade through this.
Yeah.
And also Hidiri is quite low on mana.
Ooh, a lot of did hit the claw. Looks like
Oh,
Cam
the
is
bubble
looking
could be
to
huge here.
hit the
Hidiri's going
bubble.
for a double exhaust though, so
He's
Hidiri's not going to
exhausted,
get the
huh?
kill. Suki's
Ooh,
here to
and-
cover, but it doesn't matter. The Kog'Maw's not going to get anything done here.
Yeah. Jonah is still here. They have no vision on him though. Looks like Jonah is staying. He does have 6, if I'm reading that correctly.
Yes.
He knows that
He
Suki
appears to
could
be backing now, though.
Yeah.
Suki, however, is going mid. Valor has no vision here. But Russ is just
Only
hitting the waves, doing a good job of disguising the gang. Shyvana ulti could come down, but Valor just used the shifting sands to escape.
That's what it's called.
Is he,
That's an LOR card. I should have known that. Oh well.
Yeah.
To be fair, the LOR card is really bad, so it's not my
Please
fault.
tell me
Yeah.
there's a LOR called Shurima Shuffle. Like,
Nah, I
There's
wish.
not?
There should be. There should be. But
Wait,
no, there's not.
wait, predict is the thing in Shurima, right? Shurima
Oh,
Shuffle
wait.
should literally shuffle the deck. Like,
True, true. Actually, wait, hold on. What is the E called?
shifting sands.
Let me look it up. Oh, it is. It is really bad. Okay, I thought it was a good card for a second. Never
Does Jonah
mind.
get the steal here? No. I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, Suki's able to secure it. And Jonah might just die here.
There's
The
not
ulti comes
ulti.
out
Look for the
though.
ulti.
Okay.
Oh,
Azir's
Mord
able to
gets
pick one
taken
up, and same with Mordekaiser. Joey's able to get the knockup. And then Mordekaiser
No one
ulti
is
comes
here,
out
though.
onto Joey. Joey's just going to stall this one out. I don't think the Mordekaiser has enough time to get stacked. He does flash it out of respect, and Joey's going to get pulled in.
Oh,
That might be a trade.
Cho'Gath does get the heat off.
Yeah.
That's a decent trade for Herald, I think. 2 for 1.
Yep, and Hidiri
Not bad.
dies solo on the bot side.
Ooh, yeah, well played from the side of bot lane. This is playing out very similar to how the last bot lane played it, though.
Yep. I mean, this is just going to be another race of Cam and Dave.
Can
get enough-
Mimaw's end the game before 20 minutes, I think.
We will see. Ornn is down in levels, which is really good for Mimaw's.
Yeah,
They're able
but
to
that's
suppress
as
the
it should be,
item
honestly.
scaling. Yeah.
Yeah. The Mordekaiser should be able to beat the counter pick in lane, I hope, TM. And it looks like it is a Bork coming out from Suki. I will say that's probably better. Oh, Cam looking for the gank here,
Yep,
but
holds the W
nothing
intelligently
really-
until the shifting sands comes out, but it's not
Yeah.
ultimately able to hit it. Jonah's going for a flank
Jonah
here.
looking for...
This is going to look
Jonah's
for Cam
looking-
here. Is not able
Ooh,
to get it.
this
so
is
he's just
Cam,
gonna
though.
walk out.
Yeah. And then Shyvana's still just getting their camps on cooldown, as every Shyvana player does. Dragon's in a minute. I would recommend that both at least both junglers should be basing, try to grab their mythic if they have it. Jonah is opting for the Sunderer here, which is probably smart because there are 3 tanks on the side of Mimaw's. So I feel like the Sunder has a lot of value here. I will say I don't think Halo Blades is the best option here, just because of how long team fights are probably going to be with 2 tanks. So, but that's still a preference thing. IMO.
Yeah, I mean,
Looks
honestly,
like Jonah
I'm just
will just
hoping
be
to
on this
see
track.
a Kraken hopefully purchase for Kog'Maw, because I think he should have
True.
enough peel, and the amount of assassination you're going to get shouldn't be that high.
Yeah,
so just pure
looks like they're
damage
just dropping
to show
the
these
Herald
tanks should be
bot
good, and
as
we
well.
need the Leandries from Azir, which is actually purchased now. So that's
Yeah,
a
that's
casual 11-minute Leandries for Azir.
Yeah, looks like they're just going to be all here for it.
Yeah, if Azir comes here, he could flip this fight. The early Mythic Spike is like insane in comparison to anything anyone on the
Jonah
other
is
team
looking
has.
for
They
it.
have no vision for this dragon though, so this steal's
Yeah.
gonna be really tough. Valor gets some damage down, but it's not gonna be enough.
The
to really
Cho'Gath
do
did get
too
the
much
stack as well, so that's pretty big.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be a Cloud Soul. Cloud Soul has, I think, decent value on all of Mimaws, to be honest. The lowest value is probably on Senna, and that's probably not a huge deal. It looks like the Rylai's rush for Alana again into the Ornn, so I think that's fine. Just a little extra utility. Lets you stick on top of the Kog'Maw if you can ever get to that point in fights.
Yep. Oh,
And there's a pause. Pretty
Looks like
exciting.
we
Let's
already
go.
see the unpause. Okay, so that was not too bad. We are also a bit behind, I think, so that kind of helped us out a little bit.
Yeah.
Alana seems much more comfortable in this matchup than she did in the last one. Not bleeding as
Agreed.
much CS, although still at a deficit, but has a kill
Agreed.
lead. And there's actually like kills in the top lane this game, so that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, and it looks like Valor does have the Leandris plus stopwatch, so he is
Yep.
pretty strong in
Suki's
these
in a
fights.
bad
Oh, looks
spot
like 2 here.
Has vision,
Oh,
obviously.
caught out, but the ulti
Oh,
just
and
comes out.
the pause is kicking my ass. Hold on. Little zoomies. Okay.
Okay. So we're back before this fight started. Looks like he's getting 4-man
Jonah has the
rotated.
ultimate available, but I think, okay, Flash is to go for it, and Valor needs to be the damage here. The Senna shield's
Oh,
helping a
dodges the
lot.
Q.
Oh, and the
Wait, he's out
knockout
here.
from Cho'Gath is huge, but Russ might die for this. But Cam's here, gets to root down
Oh,
on
wait.
Valor, but Russ misses the Q on the rooted target, unfortunately. It looks like it's just
Looks
going
like
to be a
Kog'Maw's
nothing.
W is off too, but
Yep.
Kog'Maw burned Ghost for that. Shyvana did burn R, but that's not a huge deal, honestly. Net trade positive for the side of Mimaw, I think, but they do get the crab, so type worth and all chat IMO.
Yeah. I mean, I think the key thing to look at is that play should have gone really well for
Oh,
Cylakats,
wait.
and it was able to be salvaged.
They should
Fury's
know
in
that the
a
Vi
bad
has the
spot
ulti.
here.
Oh,
Kai'Sa
the
ulti
ulti.
goes in. Vision
Okay, got one.
could have
Heal
factored
and
in
flash
juice there,
gone
but
down.
didn't quite get it.
Exhaust on the Vi.
Jonah is
Ooh,
going.
he should be out here. Yeah, no flash, no ulti on the side of Vi. Does secure this play for them. Well played from Mimaws. It's a good punish while they know the bot lane has no sums. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the scoreboard here, the onus is on Valor to carry this game. He has an insane lead, but if Kai'Sa gets too far ahead, she's just going to be able to burst him instantly, and Dave is a good player, so that is a very solid fear for them.
Looks like they're
The shuffle comes
Ooh.
down.
onto
Just depends on
the
if Valor's going to have enough time to get this kill, because Russ does not have the damage to sustain it. Probably
Leandries.
not. Leandris is going to get him low, but he starts healing back up after he drops down to 134.
Yeah. The Bork is finished for the Shyvana, so they are pretty strong now.
Yeah, the
I do like the
gold
Bork here.
gap in mid is actually greater than the gap between the two AD carries, although the support is also well in favor of Cam. So
Yeah. He's got a lot of ghouls. I will say having the Bork does split your damage profile a little harder on the side of Mimaw, so building full MR is not super viable. On the
Dave
side of
is
their
on
tanks.
2 pickaxes right now.
It's for the Q evolve. It's for the Q evolve. This
I'm
guarantees
just
the
trying
Q.
to check if he has it.
Alright.
Yes, okay, he
thoughts?
does have it.
So I think we do have to play the game of does he go Collector here? And I think the answer is no. I mean, I know Collector is really good on Kai'Sa, right? Like with the Q execute.
I mean, if you need to take down the Azir, I like it. But also,
then if
Zhonya's
that's
kind
the
of
case,
bones you, though.
Probably. Yeah. Looks like the flash coming out from Joey. Burning the
smart
Shyvana ult
play.
is pretty good.
No one
Yeah.
is topside to cover this, but they might just.
I think they just go for the Herald here. Yeah. But Suki has no smite, so Jonas should be able to go for this. They have no Cho'Gath ult either. Oh, this will be a little rough. But Cam's here as well.
Yep. Or an ultimate is something.
Alana
watch
should
in
look
this
to
fight.
ulti the Vi here.
Looks like they might just not play it. Oran's going back to top lane, so yeah, they choose to just give here. And Kog'Maw had not committed to it, so it's just going to get some value up by himself. I wonder if they're going to try and force something onto Cylakats here, because they are walking as 5 down onto there, but Nami and Vi are quite hard to catch. And Azir as well,
it's not a
has
good
tower.
fight though.
Yep.
Just because.
But this is 2 solo lanes, essentially, experience that Mimaw is just missing out on. This is a bit of a play here. Valor just pops.
Valor is just pop the stopwatch. The ulti comes out.
flashes and
Oh, the
ults,
Kaisa
but-
ulti to keep up, and they get the top tower. I think that's decent. It's not the best, obviously, but it's doable. Or it's favored for Mimaws, I think, getting a kill and the tower.
Jonah
exchange.
in a real bad spot there. Not sure why he chose to go in, but
they do manage to save top tower. I don't know about bot tower.
Okay.
Yeah, Kog'Maw gets bot tower, so the Mordekaiser did ulti the Ornn, so
should
we are
get
seeing the
this
Shadow
kill.
Realm fight. Yeah, the Rylai is just putting in an immense amount of work there. Should be a flash Q here. Nope.
Q
okay,
flash
that's fair
missing.
as well. Q flash, same thing. Same thing. Yawn.
Yeah, I mean that was super good for Mimaws there.
Yeah,
They're able
Alana
to
is
kill
off
Valor.
to tank Kaiser as well, which is interesting. It is good. They do get second dragon on the side of Mimaws here though, so we'll have to see how it goes.
I think this game looks really good for Mimaws.
Yep, a lot of
Russ-
scaling is
Russ
going in their
2-0,
favor right now.
In this game. So I apologize for any words I have spoken that would indicate that I expected otherwise.
Agreed.
But you know, Valor is still decidedly doing much better in the lane though. So just a product
Somewhat
of this
valid.
team doing really well in facilitating it.
Yep. The Tabby's buy from the side of Suki, I think, is very solid. There's a lot of auto attack based damage on the side of Cylakats. I'm not. Does Azir Sand Soldiers count as autos?
No, they're a spell.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because they apply Leandri's.
Ah, that's true.
Yep.
But I still think it's like kind of valuable to just have the Tabbies into Kog'Maw and the Vi.
Yep, I agree.
Sunder is completed. I'm surprised the Vi is opting for the Tabbies though. I feel like maybe having the Merc Treads is a little better, but
I mean, if you're two
it's a double
ADCs,
ADCs. It's kind of yeah, that is fair. But like the rest of the team is like super mixed damage, so it's kind of iffy.
Yeah, Valor could be going for a play here, but he's just on a ward, so they're probably just gonna walk it out. The Cho'Gath is there.
Yeah, the Cho'Gath is there to match, and I think
Spot
giving
is
the
just
farm to
taking the
Suki might be a little bit better, unironically, just because you're. There, it is another
Fury
damage.
is exhausted. They're really trying to get Dave low here, but he just pops the invis and gets out.
Yeah. Plus he has
Valor
Kraken,
is
so
going
he's
in,
so much
it's like a
stronger.
really
Valor
bad
is going
spot.
in. Good ulti from the Kaisa to reposition himself, and the Cho'Gath picks it up with the ulti. That's super
Yeah,
good.
I mean, Valor was just in such a bad spot.
Suki is
there.
ghosting down here. The flash into
No
it,
one
or the flash out of
should
it. Looks
be
like the dive
dead.
is coming out.
Looks like Shyvana's just gonna kit both of them. Well
Yeah,
played
the
by
ulti coming
Suki
out just to
and
secure
Dave.
it. Well played. From the side of Mimaw, definitely bringing it back this game.
Yep.
I wonder how we'll see Shyvana Prio go down for the rest of this, though.
Yeah. I mean, likely that Cylakats will be able to pick blue side. If
That
this
is
game
true.
does go the way that it seems to be going currently.
I agree, but I do think there are a lot of counter picks into Shyvana that you have to
Suki
think
could
about
pull
as
out,
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like the Nashor suit is coming out for Valor as well, which makes a lot of sense. You probably are going to be doing like a lot of auto damage into their team. Just hitting the front line.
Yep. Orin has gotten his
You're-
first Orin item.
Yep, onto himself. Pretty good. Looks like they're just going to try to hard force this Baron, which is super valid. They have a lot of percent health damage. Kog'Maw's bot lane, so they should just do this on spawn IMO. This is a really smart call if they do it. They could probably force the fight with Shyvana ulti as well.
Valor is caught
so-
out here potentially. trying his best
Nah,
to
he just
stay in it.
shifting sands away. I'm gonna keep
builds
using
the
this
tower.
ability name. It's just a cool name. He's shifting his sands, bro. Looks like he's just poked out.
Now he's just
Oh,
yep.
good cue.
Alright, I'm gonna mute. I'm bleeding. I'll be back.
Okay. Are you okay, sir?
Yeah,
Looks like
just
Suki gets a
scratch
push
my
play
back.
here. Just kills the fucking Nami. Looking for the Vi here. Should just be a kill. Should just be a Baron take, honestly. I will say Jonah has an immensely hard time stealing this with Cho'Gath ult and the smite. Oh, wait, he can burst down the. Oh, wait, Jonah gets it! There's no way. Well played from Jonah. The very hard smite to hit still gets it. Holy shit. Well played. But it does put a lot of gold back in their pockets, but I don't know if it's enough to reclaim the gold lead from the side of Cylakats. Looks like they should just go for the dragon here. That is insane. Good shit from Jonah securing that Baron steal. Trades his life for it, but I'm always going to say worth to that. Looks like Dave is on the PD and the Kraken Slayer. He should be insanely strong. I come back from handling a fire and seeing this one is going on. Insane steal. Yeah, dude, that was a crazy steal. Into Cho'Gath fucking smite as well. That's not an easy steal to pull off. Joey, it does give Valor the ornament. Looks like blue side is looking for this fight. The Shyvana does have an angle here, maybe. Oh, ulti in. Into the Shyvana ult, or into the Azir ult back out. And then the orange just fires the ram back in. Vi is looking for the engage here onto the Senna. And the Cho'Gath goes down. The Kog'Maw is still untouched. They're trying desperately to peel for the Kai'Sa. Oh, and the Azir is just stacking off here. That's crazy. They need to get rid of this Kog'Maw in fights, though. That was really well played from Cylakats. The fight did start off a little advantageous for the side of Mimaws, but not being able to stick onto the Kog'Maw is really problematic in these fights. And it looks like the dragon should just go over to the side of Cylakats. Ooh, Cho'Gath has a flank here. Looking for the Q. Hits Valor with it. Oh, wait. Gets a pick here onto Valor. This should be Dragon taken then. Oh, gets a knockup onto the Ornn. He should be able to kill here with the Kai'Sa damage. Or at least force the Vi into not going for Dragon, which is a valid play. And then gets the exhaust down onto the Vi. Knows to back away when Vi starts charging the Q. Just make sure to guarantee the Dragon, which is really smart. Cloud Soul, I think, has a little more power now, just so you can stick to people. Like, clearly the issue in that fight was not being able to stick onto the Kog'Maw, and Jonah should just be able to pick up one here. Ulti coming down and the blue smite. If flash or red smite comes out, flash onto Jonah though. And Jonah might die here? Oh no, he's out. And the Kog'Maw is here. This is a bad fight from the side of Mimaws now. They need to settle for this. Alright, and just grabbing jungle camp so they can. The Kog'Maw does get it, that's really unlucky, but... Lana does have the Sunfire Aegis now, which should give her a lot of dueling potential. It means that she doesn't really have kill threat on the Kog'Maw though, so I don't know if I like it too much. It's basically up to Suki to try to ulti into fights and try to invite the Shyvana with the Shyvana into Bork, or Dragon form into the fight and try to kill the Kog'Maw with his autos. But that is a bit of a hard ask to do. So into like an Ornn ulting in is like really spooky. So Ornn, Vi, a lot of peel options from the side of Cylakats. So I would be very scared as the Dragon Lady. And it looks like they're just prepping for the Cloud Soul. You missed a Dragon Baron steal from Jonah, but
oh, nice.
Yeah, but Cylakats are not Cylakats. Mimaws are still winning out in these fights. They're just so strong. The Kai'Sa is very strong.
actually.
With the Kai'Sa. Yeah, the Baron Steel really flipped it back in their favor,
That's
but
true.
I'd say Mimaws are still in a pretty solid position to try to close
Yeah,
this game
Cam's
out.
scoreline is disgusting.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's on 100 souls.
Yeah. If they can play these fights a little slower than they have, like wait out the Kog'Maw W, I feel like they should win these fights 100%.
Gotcha.
At least that's been my analysis so far.
Joey's
the
in a
ulti
real
coming
bad
out.
spot here. Gets ulted. It's gonna collapse on the whole team when it comes out.
Yep.
Don't.
Should just be a dead Ornn here,
Yeah.
and they get the tower as well.
Oh, and it looks like
Suki holding the dragon form as well, so this is really good.
yeah,
They
Jonas
could
in a
get more
tough
here.
spot here.
Yeah. This should be a pretty free double top tower. That's a lot of gold back into the pockets of Mimaws. Okay. Gets a full evolved Q off. And it looks like Azir wave clear and Kog'Maw wave clear with the rune end should just be able to hold this tower down.
Yep. Dave gets a lot of damage down onto Valley though.
Yep.
If he's able to ult, he probably dies, but he doesn't want a 1-for-1. Obviously, he does have a shutdown.
He is the strongest member by a mile, aside from Cam probably, but I don't think Cam can solo carry these fights on Senna.
Definitely not.
Probably just gonna look for Soul as Mimaws when it comes up.
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of have to. Baron is also spawning in 20 seconds, so we could see a play around there and then just transition it into Cloud.
Agree.
Might not
look
getting stolen again, but
Yeah.
you know.
Looks like a potential Maw from the side of Jonah, which is probably decent into like Cho'Gath, into Mordekaiser, into like Kaisa passive AP damage as well. Like, I think it's a pretty solid buy here. Just have to see how it be. Are you okay, sir? Did you stop bleeding? Where are you bleeding from? Which orifice?
Oh, I just like scratched my back and apparently caught something. I don't know.
Bruh.
Dude, I don't know.
What are you, the Wolverine with like claws coming out of your hands, bro? How'd you fucking draw blood?
I don't know. I probably just have like just like bad luck.
like
Or just like
from the
Noah
gnome.
right here.
True.
Basically gets one
Oh,
shot.
wait, the fireball damage. Oh, he
Has
lives
to
on
heal
one though.
himself
That's
to
huge.
live. Yep. And now this should just be a dragon with no Nami. It is kind of tough to contest unless Noam is just gonna. Yeah, I don't know
Jonah's
how
gonna
much
go
he
for
really
another
offers this
steal
game.
here.
Jonah's gonna need to try and steal this. Kog'Maw is ulting to get vision, and Jonah needs a miracle here, and just.
Oh yeah,
goes
and the
to
Cho'Gath
lane.
ult this time.
Yeah.
This time they sequence it correctly. Good shit from the side of Mimaws.
Yeah, they should just be able to walk down and secure soul. They timed it correctly.
They need to be a little
this is a
careful.
Cho'Gath
Oh, the flash forward
onto
hits the fucking
Hiri.
Kog'Maw. That's
Hiri's able to
huge.
dodge it though, and Joey
Oh,
actually hits a huge
good ulti on
ult
the sides
here.
of Joey
Jonah on the
though.
back line hits Cam, but
Yeah,
there's
but
no
I don't
one
think
to
he has
follow
enough
that
damage.
up.
Yeah. Ulti on
Noam's
top.
quite low on the
Noam is
map.
just 0 HP now. Dave is walking up. He is bold.
Yeah, Dave should just die here, but goes in for a 1-for-1 on the backline, but doesn't get it because of the exhaust. Really good reaction time from Noam there. I mean, this fight could get turned now that the Kai'Sa's gone. Joey doing a good job with
Suki
the
also has no
unstoppable.
dragon form, so it's like super hard to play this fight out.
Yeah,
that way.
Valerie has tagged Suki and is going for the extra damage. And his team should just be able to get the dragon on the backside, but no Jonah does make it kind of hard. But it looks like the Kog'Maw or an Azir combo should just be able to do it, and they can zone the Shyvana off effectively enough that she might not be able to get it done.
Just take your cookies and run home. I know you lost the Cloud Dragon, Cloud Soul, but you do have Baron. If you can just get another pick onto the Kog'Maw, then you should be fine.
Yeah.
I think if they sequence that fight a little bit differently, it definitely could have gone in Mimaw's favor. Cylakats also played that fight extremely well, honestly. I know Jonah suicided for 2 people, but I think it bought the Kog'Maw enough time to like peel out effectively and hit. And Dave also kind of positioned upwards in that fight. Like he was trying to hug the wall so he could get his Q off, right? Onto the Kog'Maw. But I think that cost him his life positioning that way.
Yeah. I mean, the positioning for Cylakats is just so much easier here.
Yeah, for sure.
Something to note is that it's going to be really hard for Ornn to upgrade a Kog'Maw item if he's going the no mythic build.
True, actually, true.
So he actually should just buy a mythic here. I don't really care which mythic. We just need the
It
Ornn.
could be anything.
We need the Ornn third
Literally
upgrade to not be on a Shirley's.
Okay.
Valor
Wait,
doesn't-
Valor
hits no
goes
one. That's
forward.
just a bit of an int. And now
Okay,
Noam's just dead here.
the Nami is just dead here, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Kaisa getting knocked off, but it doesn't matter. The Q ISO damage
And
is just too
Hidiri
much.
is
And
just
they get
exhausted, so he does nothing.
yeah, this should just be the end of the game, honestly, with Baron. Oh my goodness, good comeback from the side of from Mimaw's Kittens to rally from that last game. The ulti coming out from the Senna just to keep everyone alive. Jonah just can't do enough damage, I think.
Oh, and here's that fun visual bug again. For some reason, the Hex Shrinker shield shows up as a physical damage shield and not a magic damage shield.
Yeah, I think
so
this
cool. So fun.
Nice. Small indie company, I think, for sure.
Yeah,
and it looks like we're on to game 3, baby. I'm excited. That was a really good comeback from Mimaws.
Oh wait, actually this is kind of big.
Oh wait, I don't
know if it's enough to stop it from ending, but that was a lot of damage. Okay.
Well played
you were there
Dave.
for the whole game. Was that Dave or Cam?
I'd say Cam. Dave is very close, but I think him throwing that one fight almost cost him the game, like unironically.
Gotcha.
Like, he did so much in laning. Like, I think Cam played the early laning phase really, really well, and then Dave did pick up a lot of the slack in some of the later fights. But as an ADC, I absolutely despise. Or when ADC's positioned like the way he did in that one fight, I fucking hate it. Just please, man, why would you do that? He is all of their team's damage. Like, I don't think it's doable. It's necessary to position like that. But I don't blame him for trying as well. I think it's like the Jackie Love kind of mentality where you want to play at the edge of the fight, but sometimes it just looks horrible, and I don't like that in ADCs.
Understood. Well, I wonder if we will see the same lane flex coming out, and we might see the Senna banned to kind of disable them from doing that. I think that could be an interesting adaptation. Alana played like miles better than she did the previous game. I don't know if it's like a more comfortable matchup or just like the champion's more comfort for her, but Joey not being able to create the like.
Oh wait, Silico's getting in for this. Wait, that's huge.
Silico sub. That's insane.
Wait, that's huge for the side of Cylakats.
Red side.
Oh my lord!
Subbing in Silico. This is absolutely nuts. The goat himself is on the rift.
Let's fucking go, Silico, baby!
That kind of changes a lot here. Because I was like, my first thought when things are going wrong in this game, before I had to take a quick step out, was I think Hidiri is just more of an exploitable player than Silico, just like by playstyle. Because Silico is one of those players where no matter how many resources you dedicate to him, he
finds a way to be relevant.
Still gonna be Silico. Like, he's still gonna accomplish the same things that he always
My
does.
weak side king, what can I say? Right. I will say, I think Hidiri definitely picked it up in like late game team fights, but his early laning phase was definitely exploitable, in my opinion. He was getting solo killed multiple times in fights. I don't know if Mimaws will be able to exploit the bot lane like that again.
Right. I mean, because I think this strategy worked quite well here because they were able to get leads off of the side.
We are going to have a bit of a draft delay as well because they want to plan for Silico. I think that's super valid. Alright, I need to pee. You got this, bro.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway, they've done this Cam Dave bot lane twice now. The first time was against Silico. Did not go so hot. Second time against Hidiri went quite well. Insanely well, one would say. And in the third game, will they do it again against Silico when the results were not that good? But yeah, I don't know. I think this is a tough draft for both teams here because obviously Mimaw did something that flipped the entire series on its head, and we're able to smash this game after a pretty close first game, but having to deal with the main roster of Cylakats returning which I honestly don't know how many times that's even happened. Joey and Silico have both been quite busy this season, so getting both of them in the same game has been quite tough. But I will just do a quick check and see if this roster has ever actually played a game together. Because it's looking like a hard no. Okay, it actually did happen once, and it was a Cylakats win over Janley Animal Control. Every member kind of went crazy, but I think basically everyone who observed that series knew that there was a bit of shenanigans going on. And the last time this happened, besides that, was the original time that the Cylakats played Mimaw's Kittens, and Cylakats absolutely slammed both games. It was kind of disgusting. So if they're able to run that back, that could be huge. The strength of the Cylakats starting roster is kind of disgusting. If you have the ability to have Silico, Valor, and Joey, which I believe were the only players who had been subbed out at some point, all on the same team, that is quite strong. All those players kind of command a lot of respect, and just all through their gameplay. They're pretty crazy. Obviously, Mimaws is playing with, I guess, 3 subs at this point. Their main roster is kind of
What have I
nowhere to be
missed?
found. I'm just talking about rosters, but
Okay.
I don't know. I think the draft is hard to play because you don't know what positions Mimaws are going to play, because they did reveal that they have this flex available. And it's a question of, are they going to keep it going into Silico, or are they going to go back to having Cam in a solo lane? And they don't really know how to answer that. I think giving themselves red side to have the ultimate R5 pick to counter whatever shenanigans they try and pull is good. But I don't know if it's enough to save them from it. Then obviously Mimaws is going to need to rethink their bans and like blind picks if Silico is now on the table. Because now Kaisa does have higher priority, I believe, because Silico's Kaisa's crazy, and I think we have multiple Samira players on the Rift as well, so we could see either or both of those champions come out, which could be quite fun.
True.
And luckily for me, the stats page is not having like an absolute like heart attack right now, so I should.
Sorry, I went to go get water, so I'm drinking a little bit of water from my
Okay. The
rogue.
jug unlocked.
I will say, I think Silico makes your draft like 8 billion times harder because you do actually have to dedicate resources to ADC bans now. IMO.
Or at least just think about the role more.
Yeah.
He has some champs that are like legit menaces. Like.
Yeah, and there's like some flex potential. It's not like, likely, but it would be very fun to see the team of bot lane. Just saying. Cylakats, if you're in the chat right now.
Silico and Valor flex, because Silico does play a bit of mid, and Valor, I believe, used to be an ADC. I don't know. He signed up for the server as an ADC player, but I don't know if he actually played that role or not. But we'll have to see. I do actually have highlights prepared, though. We will be looking at the matchup between Dave and Silico. Well, the stats look terrible, but the Graves game was the entire issue there. I believe Dave kind of went infinite KDA as the Jhin into the Graves, and the Graves kind of did nothing. If I remember correctly, the Trist into Ezreal game was quite good. It was just a short enough game and kind of a stomp so that the stats didn't really build up to counter it out. Silico's AD carry performance, though, is nothing to scoff at. Dave's is great. 3.41 KD, positive win rate, insane champion pool, is kind of trumped by the 13-4. In my opinion,
yeah, a little bit. He has been some
obviously insanely good, but you know,
you're being requested to make draft. By the way, ratio them with the make it yourself plus.
I mean, I
ratio
would, but I feel like they'd literally just stall the game until I did it. So
that's fair. Maybe you're just too much of a people pleaser, Dean Jones. Just saying.
This was known.
Shaking my head, bro. Call them whiny little piss babies and make them themselves.
Well, you're doing it for me, so I don't need to say it.
True, true.
See, I do the things people want me to do, but you say the things I don't want to say.
Fair, fair.
Stanley made it on the wrong website. Stanley sent it. Pro Draft, blue. Do not use this link.
That's my goat, Stanley, baby. Let's go.
Okay. And it will happen in roughly a minute, I believe. So I'm just gonna flip to Jonah, spotlighted player. A lot of these are mid lane champs, or two of them.
Yeah,
are,
but
the
this entire
Lilia and Shyvana are the two that
he's
matter.
moved to
So,
jungle.
just someone I want to spotlight. He's been playing pretty well. We haven't really had the insane pop-off game from him. Obviously, Trundle did quite well, but Trundle is not like as fun to watch as a Fed Lilia or Shyvana. And then Cam is the other player I'm going to spotlight. He could ball literally anything. I played really well on support last game, but these champions are from a wide variety of roles, so we could really see anything from him. And then here's just a quick look at some champs we could expect. Noam is still undefeated on the Seraphine, so I'm likely to see it get banned. Cam Senna with the Infinite KDA, something he might want to preserve, and he might get to by it being banned. But Dave is 4-0 on Kaisa, which makes it his now spotlighted champion. I believe it was Ash previously. We are probably missing draft at the moment. Actually, no. First ban has not happened.
Will be interesting because Cylakats did pick red side, so we'll see whether or not Shyvana Pryo continues throughout the rest of the series, or for this last game. First ban, I think it's still the set. I think this is super valid. It just does well into all of Alana's champions. It's just a pretty strong champion for Joey, so looks like the Mordekaiser ban threatening the Ord blind again.
Yeah, I mean...
Wonder if this will change anything for the side of Mimaws.
We might see Alawi.
We might see the Alawi. I'd be kind of hyped.
It would be funny for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think if you have to dedicate another ban towards Joey, that puts you in a really tough spot.
Yeah.
Kaisa's getting banned? Kaisa's banned. That means
Kaisa banned versus Silica.
Of the 3 potential prio picks, Seraphine, Shyvana, and Lilia are all up.
This puts a bit of a damper on how you play draft as Mimaw. It looks like the Senna ban in response, so they want to thwart the camp flex.
I think there's
I guess they did agree with me that they think Cam's Senna was more of an issue than the Kaisa, which is interesting.
They didn't get the choice. What do you mean?
True. But I'm arguing that this Kaisa ban was just kind of bad in general, but...
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, Cylakats does not have the chance to ban Kaisa because it didn't go to them. But
it looks like it's still just the Seraphine ban.
Which, I mean, I guess Noam is 8-0 on Seraphine support.
The Nun ban?
What do you mean?
Oh, no. Never mind. I'm tripping. Beans! Yeah. They just locked in the Seraphine ban. That's Mavi team.
I mean, Cylakats could choose... Actually, I don't know. I have no clue, man.
I'd honestly like to see the Shyvana Lilia trade. Shyvana does get kind of beat out by the Lilia, so
yeah. I also don't think Shyvana is the problem. They're hovering Teemo.
The Teemo ban, Giga Chad.
Echo, yes.
Okay, Echo's good ban. Because we're assuming Cam is moving back to the mid lane, and you just did hit 2 champions that he both plays. So
yes, I mean the Echo is like you gotta respect it. Like even though it did lose that game, like it did so much.
Agreed.
Certainly
Samira
we are not. No.
Samira blind!
Come on, guys. You came back. You had an insane game. Certainly we are not blind picking Samira.
Oh my God. And it's locked in. There's no way!
This is literally what happened last time. Silico is just... This is Twitch Orn every time. This is the exact same draft as the previous game. It went terribly for Mimaws.
Okay, hold on. We need to summon... to be honest... It doesn't even have to be Orn. Orn does get countered by the Samira. We need to summon our draft god. I don't know if Blake is still up. Blake, if you're out there somewhere, come witness this draft, please. You're gonna love it already. My fucking lord.
Okay. I mean, last time they did this, they played Samira Set.
Which is fine. I think that's a good lane.
They banned Set. They've now given over Shyvana. 3 out of 3 of these picks are identical to the previous game. Unfortunately, it will not be the same game because Mordekaiser is banned. And Set is banned. But this really did not play out well for Mimaws. And, like, Mimaws faced a nightmare scenario last game where they performed a flex similar to something that went really poorly for them in the past. But now you are like pretty much running back a draft that went like horribly for you. I'm hoping we don't see an Annie mid because that would complete like the Exodia of death. But we see a Master
We
Yi
see the
come
Master
out.
Yi locked in. Let's go.
This could be the change they need to flip this on its head, I think. I hope we see some sort of like facilitation for the Yi from the support. But it looks like we're going to get Samira Amumu as a support. Because Amumu hadn't gotten through draft up to this point. But now it has because there were no bans toward jungle from Cylakats this game. Stanley has leaked that this is an incredible 97 million IQ draft. So I'm sure like supercomputer somewhere is suffering trying
here.
to
It
analyze
gives
it.
a lot of utility.
Okay, I like the Lulu
is
been
very
taken
solid.
away because it's great for Yi, it's great for Twitch, and it's like the one enchantress that I feel like actually does well with Samira, with the exception of potentially Nami. But it's a very good denial pick from the other team.
I know Blake will salute me to high heavens, but I think you do want to try like an Iron mid here or some sort of utility pick to pair with the Yi. It just has so much value if you can make this Yi immortal. And I don't know if the side of Mimaws will pick it, but I think that is the play.
Looks like Cam's Vladimir's banned. That's interesting. I'm not sure. I know we banned it against them at some point, but I don't know if that's like a continuous threat that he would play. Just interesting to look. And then the Ornn is actually not making it through here. I think they just need to lock in 2 picks that prevent the Yi from doing anything.
Unironically, this could be a Rammus top game. I'd ban Rammus here if I was the side of Mimaws.
I mean, knowing Joey, I'm not sure if that's like a Joey style pick. He tends to stick to champions he knows a lot about and can just simply outperform through knowledge.
I agree.
We could see a Cho'Gath. I wouldn't be too opposed to that. I think it has had value throughout this entire series.
LeBlanc ban is valid versus Dave.
I mean, Dave just dropped like it was like 23-0 or something, right? Like Norm's game and posted like Ben.
Yeah.
Also, Suki has played it before. I'm
Could be a flex.
Cam could play it, so I think there is value in it for sure.
I agree.
Don't know what this last ban's going to be. It could be the Cho'Gath and force them on something.
Yasuo.
Valor's Yasuo was taken away. I don't know. If we see like a Malzahar or like a Lissandra or something that just like insta locks down the Yi, that could probably be the best pick here, but you might just want to save that for your last pick.
Yeah.
Get something that wins your lane and shuts down the Yi in the mid lane. Because I feel like Cho'Gath should be pretty expected here. You're just going to hope that Mimaws has an opportunity to do something about it. I believe the spot lane is going to be Cam playing the Samira, which I think opens up the possibility for Dave to lock in the Fiora into Cho'Gath, which I would actually love. I mean, you lose basically any chance to have any sort of facilitation for your carries. But Dave's Fiora has been known to just kind of carry games on its own, so it could be a cool adaptation.
Yeah, I think if you go Fiora, I do unironically want to see the Ivern here. There's so much value in the Ivern.
Or like a Karma.
Katarina?
Okay, so yeah, this is going to be Russ Amumu, Cam Samira, Suki Master Yi, and Dave is whipping out his Katarina 1 trick. Valor may or may not have an answer into it.
He should. Silas is still up. There's so many options here. Alawi. Ooh. I think it does beat the Cho'Gath in lane, theoretically. But
I think the Alawi Cho'Gath matchup is better for Alawi than the Alawi Ornn matchup. For whatever that's worth.
That's crazy.
Shut down like Katarina, Master Yi, and Samira, and they're fine. It would be funny if we saw Kassadin. I don't like it, but it'd be funny. Rise would be another silly one. Cassiopeia might honestly be the answer here.
Vex.
Vex could be good too. Yeah, I was literally just about to say, I think Vex is huge. It does more about Katarina and Samira than it does Yi, but having the fear for Master Yi, because Yi's going to run away at like Mach 100.
Yeah.
So like even if you do have good reaction times on like a QSS or Cleanse or something, you're not being held still, you're actively sprinting away the other team from unbelievable speeds. So that fear actually has a lot of value here. So
Yeah,
I
I
really
agree.
like that lock in.
Okay, drag Blake. drag Blake. I wanna know. All right. You got some words for us, sir?
You're so well.
Okay. I think Ivern mid should have been the play for Mimaw's thoughts.
No, I've stupid. Gazillion.
Really? Okay, that's fair.
So first and foremost, we go from honestly pretty good drafts from both sides, all things considered. Blundered the board, blundered with Nami, obviously.
Yeah.
But other than that, pretty primo drafting. We're picking good characters. And then immediately the next game, we first pick Samira.
No, that's good. That's good. Come on.
Opening with the Twitch, obviously going to be able to outscale. Samira theoretically beats him in lane if the Twitch is standing melee range, which, sure, why not? I'm not for the melee Twitch game. Anyway, Jonah picking up the Shyvana, most likely, was probably going to go jungle anyways. It's Jonah, yeah. But also could still be that flex top like I was talking about. So again, a good position. I really like it. Master Yi is the only good character on their comp.
Arguable.
Like the vaccine is okay, but the vaccine is also.
Wait, I think the Mumu is like okay here.
The Mumu is okay here until you realize what the enemy team comp. Master Yi is good. I think it can match the Shyvana. It can obviously beat it in the 1v1. Can definitely do more than it in team fights. And Twitch doesn't have really a lot to get away from it. Unless you go AP and get like a crown or something, but even then. Because he can just, if the E is good enough, he can just W the E if he's feeling snappy today. And then the was picked up. It's not bad. You have to pick support there. It's grief to pick anything else. And then Valor, or not Valor. They lock in the Lulu, which is just a complete game winner. The game's over at the Lulu pick. They can't do anything because they're already so committed to this dive comp that
certainly you will not get polymorphed. Like
they're already so committed to this dive comp that they can't really pick anything else. I think the Cho'Gath is weird. I actually would really have liked to see the Alawi on Cylakats' team. I know I trash on it for being a dog shit champion, which it is, but it's actually pretty good here considering they are 5 dive and they're already showing 3 dive. And Zach and Cam are both known for playing like very assassin-oriented mid laners. So they're gonna dive as well. And then the Katarina pick, despite the fact we already see the Lulu hover, very intelligent. And then we pick Alawi.
I think just also the lack of synergy with Cat versus the rest of your team is a little sussy among us. But
wait, what's wrong with Katarina there?
No, like there's no synergy with the rest of the team, right?
Guys, don't worry. Stanley,
they're trying to do 2 different things. They're trying to do like the same thing.
Mason.
What?
What if they kill the Lulu?
True. Just kill the Lulu.
It's not like she actually can't use ulti on herself. Fun fact.
Exhaust is not a real summoner spell, right?
Yeah, she also can't shield herself or polymorph anybody. Okay. But the Katarina. Wait, why does it not synergize with their comp? They're running at them.
Yeah, like it doesn't like really facilitate Yi, right? Like I argue that if you
pick the Yi, you want to have.
You want like something to go with it. Yeah. That's my argument at least. Like
I feel like Yi can just stand on his own as long as there's like maybe some more CC. So definitely some more CC would have definitely helped. But having only one champion with any form of hard CC on their team is definitely a little suspicious.
Sussy.
I mean, Alawi has the ability that puts you in the mind prison.
That's true. Hard CC though.
True. no, the slow's a hard CC.
Yeah,
Come on.
You're right. Speaking of the Alawi,
I'm just saying, like the mental damage of getting hit by a dog water skill shot is like
true.
Yeah.
Immense.
But the Alawi pick here just says, you know what? I know you're 4 dive, but what if the enemy team runs at us? What are we gonna do? Yeah, that's right. We need the Alawi here. We don't need anything to set up our engage. No, not at all. No Malphite, even though you can't pick Malphite here, because you just be kind of picking yourself. No fucking Maokai. No goddamn Aurelia even.
Shen maybe. I don't know. There's like you're just fucked here, Ima.
Yeah,
I think
and then the
Shelton's
Vex was a really good pick, obviously counterpicking the Katarina and also serving to stunt the dive even more.
Yeah.
So complete draft. They have a winning lane. Who's top laner again?
It's
I'm not
Alana.
okay. Well, they have a winning bot matchup. They have a winning mid matchup, and the Shyvana's going to be able to freeform because
Yeah.
because of those matchups. She's
It
going
is.
to have permanent pariah.
Yeah, this game is entirely up to the side of blue side to hands gap, and I don't know if they can do that. It should be a fun watch, though.
I mean, they do have five comfort, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know
there's
if
the argument
Vance
for
is
that,
like
but-
the biggest Yi player of all time, but it's Yi, so it's just automatic comfort, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
mean,
Master Yi.
Yes, we know.
The records for Mimaws are not inspiring.
Yeah.
But they're there. The records on Cylakats are insane.
Terrifying. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the one saving grace that Mimaws might have is that Valor might not be comfortable on this champion. I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
But he might just throw on Vex and not know what he's doing. I think part of what brought Cylakats down last game was that it felt like Valor was desperate to make plays in the early game on Azir,
Yeah.
which is pretty unfortunate.
Okay.
And then even as it went into the late game, it felt like he needed to be doing something to carry. I think that could just be an effect that he was playing Syndra the previous game, who was very strong in the early game, and he just didn't make the adaptation he needed to.
Agreed.
But I think it should be easier to not do that on Vex. But we could see an ultimate followed that shouldn't be. But I'm trusting in Valor. Alana asks if she can win. I don't know what she means.
Draft.
I'm just confused. All right, player matchups. Joey and Alana, 1-1 into each other. Joey double the KD. Suki and Jonah, 1-1 into each other. Suki has the slight competing edge. Noam has apparently played into Rust support before, which I...
Oh, yeah, it was the first game, wasn't it?
Was it? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
I only
right,
knew one.
because he played the Pike. Because he played the Pike. Okay, I was trying to figure out how that happened. Okay, that makes sense. And then Silico, this was the same matchup, by the way. This was another Twitch versus Samira game that went 5.5 to 0.5. So this is like kind of like the ultimate redemption game. You've got Dave on his one trick, and you got the run back bot lane. Unfortunately, the run back bot lane matchup is quite bad. But
I have a rat on Silica's computer. I am gliding. True. I will not space glide on these kids.
Yeah, speaking of, thank you for bringing him on for another legendary draft analysis.
No problem, sir. Thank
we
you.
We saw last game that there's a hope that people will start picking good characters, but this game it's just going out the window.
yeah, well, Twitch into Samira, good. Shyvana into Yi, did not so good. Apparently, I assume this
Yi
was
should be able
probably
to
you
beat
playing
Shyvana.
Yi, Mason.
Oh, yeah. That was me into, I think, Jonah's Shyvana, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is
Exactly.
probably you into Jonah, so I think that explains a lot. I don't know. I would have liked to see Shyvana get first picked instead of the Samira, because if the other team decides to blind Samira, then they're the ones trolling, not you, so it's not a huge loss. I know
agree.
this team is like giga scared of Silica's Samira. It's a good, like, he's good at the champion, but you're blinding
Oh,
Samira.
yeah, it was the Swain game. Yeah, that was me on the Shyvana. Or on the Yi into Shyvana. I just looked it up for the culture.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. This is a situation for sure.
Yeah, they're in a situation on the side of Mimaw's game 3, and you whip out this draft is a little sus, IMO, but we'll have to see how it goes. This will be a fun game 3. That's all I'm saying. I'm so excited to get into game.
Yes. I don't know. Silico back is like that's crazy.
Silico back, it's so hard for Mimaws to play a draft now, though. It's actually insane how much value he brings to their team now.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, this series has been a banger, and I believe that at some point this series has got to occur in playoffs, right? The odds of it not are quite low,
Yeah.
Considering we are doing double elimination, so you'd think that the teams would play each other. There are scenarios in which it wouldn't happen, but I don't know. I'm excited to see these teams face off again, and that's kind of all I have to say on the matter. This has been quite fun. So I'm just excited for the final game of the series. Should be a banger either
Agreed.
way. I think if either team stomps, it'll still be exciting because it will just be funny.
Yeah. 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 Not really much else to talk about, I think. We have exhausted all avenues of conversation. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean,
We just wait.
my brain's kind of empty, to be honest, at this point.
Yeah, this is like a last game. There's not too much to discuss on the side of. I think we did draft pretty thoroughly. I mean, Blake did. I think Blake is really great at giving us the draft breakdown. I like having him on as like our draft analysis guy.
Yep. Hard agree there. We'll say follows the LS takes in the sense that ignores champion pools a little bit, but
Yeah, I think
so
that's
just to caveat what he did say. Obviously, we
yeah
are aware champion pools exist, and these picks aren't always going to show up.
in a vacuum, right? Like
Right, like
you can. I don't
like
think it's ever
if
valid.
the big take is that Alana didn't play an engage tank. Does Alana play engage tanks? We don't know,
Not really,
but
or we haven't seen it yet. So,
right.
and it looks like Jonah is
Death
opting
Brush?
for the Dark Harvest.
Death Brush? Are they going to walk up for the ward? Master Yi? Could this happen? Skin diff. Jonah's walking up. How much do I have to pay each player individually to let us win? I'm rat. Silico is rat. Alright, they did not get their invade that they wanted. Other teams respectfully 5-pointing. And Dave is going for it, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. Uneventful start to the
will
game.
say-
Was hoping for some sort of fight, but
Yeah.
my eyes are on mid
I
lane
will
this game.
say.
I think it will determine the game. Like mid jungle should be what to focus because bot lane should be a foregone conclusion at this point. If they somehow
Yeah.
manage to turn this around, I'm not saying it's not possible. I just don't
Yeah.
think it's worth spending too much time looking there.
I agree. I think it's sort of just a coin flip match, or it's like one side is super countered, so there's not much you really have to worry about. I will say I think Dark Harvest on the Shyvana is a very interesting choice. That does sort of signify to me that he wants to go full AP, which is kind of valid here. I think I still do like the little bit more tanky builds on Shyvana, but Riot did nerf her tank stats a little bit. But they did buff her ratio, so I feel like it kind of evens out. Because normally when you play Shyvana, it's...
Okay, level 2 is going over to the side of Mimaw's. The exhaust comes down instantly onto
Yeah.
Cam, though. Silico is... or Noam is quite low. Silico's able to trade back pretty well onto Cam, though. And Noam still hasn't leveled up, so he is missing some stats that makes this look worse than it is for him. So he hits the level and is basically back at full health, and Cam is still suffering.
has no flash exhaust, though, so... potentially good trades later on. Silica did take the cleanse, which is pretty solid into a Mimaw. All of your CC is stuns. Alana missing the E there. Kinda sucks, but it is what it is. So like Jonah is going for reverse clear. He does know the Yi has a slightly better clear than the Shyvana, so then it should be able to translate into a invade on the Yi side.
Yep. Good
If
work
he's
from
choosing
Mimaw's
support.
bot side here. Deep up into
Yep.
river, expecting an early gank. Mid lane and jungle appear to be quite even here.
Yeah.
Jonah
Expecting
with the
ganks from
double kill.
Shyvana is a little not necessary, but I think it's still a safe ward to go for. Spots him out on the double camp as well. So that means Suki should just move into the river. Probably just crabs being traded here.
Yep.
Crabs being crabs.
Yep. Valor is quite low on mana here. I wonder if Dave will take advantage of that fact. Because I don't even think Valor has enough mana to shut out this wave and get a base off. He does have the TP though, so that could help it out a little bit. Jonah's just securing this crab. Silico backing on considerably more gold than Cam.
Yep.
And Cam
And
might
just the
miss
triple longs
some
or
of
triple
this.
daggers coming out. Or daggers and boots, which is valid.
Yeah, so Cam missed essentially an entire wave. Probably got experience for most of it. But Silica will end up getting more experience in gold, I believe.
Yep.
So good for him, especially because he's backing on the stronger buy.
Okay, so Yi does make an interesting pathing decision to clear his Raptors and then look for the Grump here. This probably signifies that he does want to watch out for the Shyvana clear. I think he can kind of assume that Shyvana started bot side. He did spot them out earlier on that board. So Shyvana should be pathing downwards into the dragon, right? So you do want to be on that side of the river before dragon spawns.
Yep.
So that way you
Silica
can fight
is,
for it.
1v1,000,000 the minions here, so he has
Yeah,
negative
looks like they're
cryo for this
gonna
dragon.
do it
So
on
this should
spawn,
just be
which is
an
super
easy
valid.
dragon for Mimaw's.
Yep. And it looks like Jonah is looking top lane for the trade play.
He should just get caught on a warlord here, but
Yep.
might get an invade, but Alawi's pushing up, so this could be a play. There's a caution
Yeah.
bang though, so not expecting anything to actually come out of this.
Yep.
Get some damage, but that's about all he's going to get out of that. Good play to Mimaws here, getting a lot done. And now that Suki knows Jonah is up on the top side, he should be able to look for an invade. The wolves are up, but
Doesn't
he does
want
not
to
find
risk
them.
walking to the wolves though. It is like a very deep invade, so I imagine Jonah probably will just go back for the Grump at some point.
Katarina has hit 6.
Looks like Jonah is just walking into the Grump looking for the probably the wolves as well, because he knows Suki is up there. This is just a good pathing on the side of Jonah. He misses out on the dragon, which is kind of important for Shyvana, but he will get to cap advantage.
Joey is at level 6 at the moment. Looking to probably to see another ultimate burned on minions in this lane. I don't think you have much kill threat on the Alawi.
Agreed.
But it looks like he's just going to burn his mana on non-ultimate spells. Probably just try and shove the wave out and get a base.
Nope.
Looks like there's a fight breaking out over Crab. Silico should be able to just secure it for himself. If they keep
Yeah,
walking
that
up into
is
Katarina, though,
true.
it is bad.
Yeah,
I
they know
believe
that.
the ping,
They're
or at
backing
least
off.
some sort of verbal communication was uttered, though.
Yeah,
This
is
team has got to
really
be very
unfortunate
mindful of the
though.
Katarina.
Yeah, losing second crab always kind of sucks though. That's like almost an entire level of EXP. Second crab has a lot of value in terms of the XP gain from it, and since you already lost your top side and you know that, it does kind of suck that you're not getting it here. But it is what it is. You have the dragon advantage. You should have 6 advantage soon, but
Yep.
we'll have to
Trade's
see
going
how
up
it goes.
mid. Both junglers trying to hit the 6 and influence the map, but
Yep.
neither of them seem to be doing it yet.
Jonah is able to just walk into his own jungle with confidence that the Yi has not taken anything.
Yeah.
So
Top laners are just this game.
Yep. Looks like both junglers should have 6. I think. Did Suki get it before
Yes.
just because of Dragon? Yeah, probably. Jonah just staying the 6 as well. So,
Valor is trading very well in the mid lane.
yeah, I mean, this is just Katarina's worst matchup, right?
I believe so. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know if it's a super favorite matchup, but it is just bad for Cat in general, so.
Yeah.
Looks like Shyvana is bot lane. I would like to see a Herald taken from the Yi.
Yeah, he's pathing
He
right
should-
for it, so
Yep.
it is
have
likely
to
that
see.
we'll end up seeing it. Oh, no, it looks like this could be just like a play towards mid. Oh, this
Yeah,
could be a good
Valor
play
is
towards
excited
mid.
here.
Valor has flash up. And
Oh, but he has the
too.
fear up.
Cam's
I think
just
it's a little
or-
risky.
And Dave's just going to take the base.
Yep.
But this should just be Herald. So,
Yep. Starting it up.
Jonah not getting too many objectives this game. Especially compared to game 1. That was a real strong point for Cylakats, so them missing that is pretty unfortunate. But Valor is looking to roam on this, has 6, and this should be a really easy ultimate to hit. And is going to actually wait to ult.
Okay, gets the
Jonah
ult.
ults on the backside of it. Valor still has ultimate up. Probably going to use it to chase the E if necessary, but
polymorph
shouldn't
coming out
even
from
need
Noam.
it. And that is
First blood goes onto the Vex.
the Mojang first blood coming out.
Are we really calling it
Valor
this?
MVP.
Can we not? We're not even sponsored, bro. Come on. We can't get them for
Minecraft first
publicity
blood.
like that. Hydrate yourself. I really should. I already had the water, but we chill in TM. I had the water right next to my chair and everything, so.
Okay, huge play coming down to the Valor, but the shield is enough to just get him out safely.
Yeah, looks like Suki is just gonna sack his top side to try to beat
Valor
Dragon
has a
for
fear
first
up, but
blood.
just burns flash to get himself out.
Yep. He should have the
Good
ulti
thing
here.
he did, because there are 3 people in his lane. But
Yeah.
yep. It looks like as the game's been going on, Joey's had more of a lead. Is able to get that tower plate. And
Yeah.
not much threatening down onto him. A
The
TP
Night
is coming out
Harvester.
mid,
Okay.
and Vex still has ultimate because he didn't burn it at the fight before. This player on Dragon could be big. Noam's just sitting in this bush, but Valor's getting a lot done in the mid lane. Jonah's going to be here to turn this if the fight goes for too long. And Dave's
Valor
basically
does have
out
prio as
of
well.
the fight.
Yeah. He went the first strike as well, so he's looking to go full AP here, which is valid.
Dragon should just be started up.
Yeah, Jonah has ulti as well, so this is a super hard fight for Mimaw to take.
Yeah, I mean, if Valor tags Katarina at all this fight, it's just kind of over. I'm going to give us like a bigger overview.
Yeah.
Silico is stealth on the bottom side, so they are a bit split. But, okay.
Oh, the ulti
That's
onto
a
the Master.
three-man
It takes it
fear.
away from the...
But Mimaw
Gets
immediately
onto
locks
the-
it down. Silico's in a bad spot, flashes over the wall, but ults and gets so
Double
much
burn.
done. He lives through all of this, and Russ is going to fall as well. That's 3 kills, but Cam
Oh,
flashes
but
over the
the
wall, picks up a
Samir
kill on
gets it over.
Silico. Cam is trying his best, fighting his best. Noam goes quite low, but that's just going to be another kill given over to Jonah, and that is a 4-for-1 for Sylacats. The absolute
Well played
last
from
thing
their
he wanted.
side.
I mean, Dave went in and tried his best on the Katarina, but he just started out so low in that fight, there was little he could do.
Yeah. This is kind of what I was saying about Mimaw's draft as well. Like, there, you have no facilitation for the Yi. No, like, either the Yi or the Katarina, either one would have worked, but I think it's really hard to play out these fights without any sort of facilitation
Our
on
boy
the
Suki
side.
should have played Ivern in jungle.
Honestly, maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, Joey is a bit behind in pace on his mana bar this game. He should have more ult stacks, but he's just being kind of gatekept by the fact that he needs to burn so much mana into this matchup to be able to shove the wave and contest it. He would love to have 3 stacks on his ulti right now, but he just does not have enough mana to feast.
Yeah. And it looks like Jonah is starting to gap Suki in the CS department as well. This is kind of icky. And it looks like it is a mountain soul.
We have given Shyvana to Jonah, so
Yeah.
this isn't unexpected. Game's kind of slowed down a little bit. Valor in a very strong position. Not super surprising. I thought I was zoomed out super far, but it turns out Vex is just tiny.
True. Oh my goodness.
Little here.
I will
little there.
say, I think the Infernal Soul is, or the Infernal Dragon as like the one dragon power spike is probably a bit better than the Ocean Soul, or the Ocean Dragon. It's like an individual dragon. But
I mean,
we'll have to see.
Ocean is great for sustain, so Joey is definitely a fan of that. And it allows Vex to keep healthy enough that she can't get all in by Katarina, if that's even an issue to begin with. But she was running out of mana earlier. This is a huge play that could be coming down onto Valor. If we zoom out, there are a lot of people in this area. But I
think they're
the
just trying to
Chargers are
guarantee the
gonna get
recharge, yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately that means the gold split across all members. Which I guess if you have... Okay, big fight going out. Valor ult in. Double stun by Russ on the Amumu. Followed, but the Amumu gets immediately polymorphed, and Silico ults, spray and pray, getting so much done, forces out Russ's flash, and the entirety of Mimaw's Kittens is just running away from this fight.
Yep. Once you burn that ulti, you have nothing else on your team. It's kind of tragic.
Yep. Unfortunately, the gold being split against, or for Mimaw is kind of rough. Because obviously you do want to facilitate every member of your team, because you have like 3 carries.
Yep.
But I think it's better for one of those carries to get a lot than all of them to get a little. But
Yeah.
especially
sure.
it's getting split with the Mimaw too. So
Yeah, you did finish the Bork here though, so I think we're gonna see the Sunfire Aegis build. Bork into Rageblade into Sunfire Aegis. It is a pretty good build still, I think. But we'll have to see how it goes.
Mountain Soul for this game is interesting.
Yeah, it has a
I
lot of
think
value for both teams.
it's a huge buff to Katarina on the Rift, honestly, because the mobility that she's afforded
wait.
by being able to blink through things is huge. Suki's just going for this. Should be able to get a lot done because Bork and
Gets a
forgot
kill.
his name,
That's
Mana.
huge.
So yeah, a lot of gold going down onto the.
I would just tax this entire wave. You
Yeah.
need to start
Jonah's
snowballing, brother.
looking to try and turn this, but it's just going to.
Yeah, he's just gonna pick up the fat wave here, I think, which is valid. Ooh, the Shyvana E through all the ranged minions. Oh, so good.
I mean, Jonah's
Looks like
just
the
going to
Herald
look to
is back up.
absolutely just annihilate one of the carries every fight this game. Hopefully more
Yeah.
than one, if he's lucky. Valor is getting a huge trade down. Has the ulti to follow this up.
Yeah,
might
and you just see
not
the matchup gap, I think, here. Like,
Nope.
the Katarina literally cannot play the game
Oh my
into
God.
this fucking champion.
I think if Valor tossed ulti there and hit, it would have been a kill, but smart
Yeah,
of him to
I mean-
save it. It is so smart that he's holding his cooldowns. Like, this is simply something I would not do, but especially under the
True.
pressure of the last game.
Game 5.
You might feel motivated. Game 5.
Game 3, same thing.
I mean, game
Last
4
game.
if you count the rest of the season, but
True. I think Mimaw is just going to try to trade the objective, but they take it too fast, and Dragon's only up in 40 minutes,
and
or
Twitch and
40
Vex are both
seconds.
walking
So.
down. Valor's TP cooldown is something. It's low. 12 seconds, 10. So he will be there for the fight, considering it's spawning at 30. I think Mountain Soul is probably huge for the Cho'Gath. Pretty
Yeah.
nice for Mimaw and Alawi as well, but as I was saying earlier, Katarina's ability to blink through the extra terrain is actually huge.
Yeah.
As well as Master Yi being able to like Alpha Strike through it. So I think the mobility actually goes in favor for Mimaw, just in terms of how the Rift is affected.
Oh,
Suki
no.
gets a lot taken out of him there, and the Rift Herald should just get a charge.
The
on
ulti
mid.
coming down as well. That's
Um,
not good for your team
That
fighting.
should just be a kill on the tower. So mid tower is gone, which is regardless of what happens is a pretty good thing for Cylakats.
They are just going to get
Now
the dragon
he is
here.
going
That's...
to go deal with this, so this should just be a free dragon.
Yeah. I mean, a Mumu flip? Question mark?
Yeah, Valor's in a pretty bad position here, but they don't have any CC to facilitate these three like bursty carries. Noam is caught out.
Oh, but
No one's
I
there
don't know
to follow
if it has
up,
the damage.
so Joey is just permanently
Silico
low
is
mana.
stealth in the
I
side
might
lane as well.
have wanted to see a tier here for him.
And this is just the
It's
random
late.
5-man mid?
I mean, they should be able to get tower and maybe Valor.
Nah, his wave clear is just too good.
Okay, I'm trolling. I don't know what I'm talking about. You're right.
Just the random 5 people in mid, I don't get that, but I mean, I guess.
I was just giving you like POV what they're thinking, you know. I think. It's not like
Maybe.
intentionally, but I
True.
think that's what I did inadvertently.
Night Harvester. I don't know how I feel about this build. It is very Giga chat though, I will say.
I mean, I like it. If he's able to just pop people, it's good. But if he gets to the point where he's not able to pop people, it's like insanely bad. Okay, Dave goes all in, gets a lot of damage. Valor stayed in that ultimate for too long, so he's just gonna
Flash
die. That's
auto,
double
okay.
thumbs.
Well played from Dave. Finally, one of your carries is getting a little bit ahead.
Yep. Yeah, I think Valor just spent too much time trying to throw abilities at the Katarina while he couldn't miss, and instead just sat in the Katarina ultimate and took too much.
Yeah. Well.
Alawi was able to secure the tower before Cho'Gath, which is not
Nope.
something that's happened in, I believe, either of the other games. I don't know. My memory is poor of the specific events that happened. But Silico is going to be able to get a lot down on Dave. At least takes away the first strike. Gets a lot of damage, but should just be able to burst it. the Lulu ult comes down, Dave's gonna try and blink out, but worst comes to worst, Jonah can just ulti, but doesn't even
Jonah
have
saved
to.
his ult there too. That's huge. Like, not having to burn ulti on Shyvana is really big.
Lulu ult is down though, which is rough for them.
Yeah, but Shyvana ult is way more valuable.
Yep. Baron is the next objective coming up in about 45 seconds. Not sure we're going to see a fight over a 20-minute Baron with these teams. Entirely possible, but I expect to see the next big fight over the Mountain Dragon. Would be Soul Point for Cylakats, and a very good denial for Mimaws.
Yeah. I will say, if you're going AP Shyvana, I do think Flash is better. It just has better repositioning options than the Ghost. You don't want to be in the fights that much. Like, you want to skirt the edges and then press E.
Yep.
So,
Alright, Alawi has walked up too far and is just getting gunned down by Silico. I think Silico might be A-clicking a bit too much there. There's a lot of things that weren't Alawi, unfortunately for him. But the Yi and Katarina are closing in. Noam's in a bad position.
the alpha
here.
on the lead, though, that's
Polymorph
not
comes
very
in though,
good.
and Jonah still has ulti, so could be huge. Gets so much damage down onto Dave. Doesn't even, okay, I was gonna say doesn't even need an ultimate, but does it anyway. Really good meditate from Suki there. Joey was able to take a turret. Is only sitting on 4 stacks this game though. Could easily have been at 6 by now, but I think he's just being more conservative with his ultimate usage. In case the E comes, which I believe is happening again. They're trying to burst down this Baron, but it's actually really rough for them. Joey might be like,
Yeah, but Joey is like full HP. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not
They're
good.
just hoping that Suki doesn't fall over the wall and just wipe him, because that would be a very free play. Except he doesn't have Highlander, so he probably couldn't. And Joey's stacked Baron, so he's used 4 of his free stacks, but is at 5 currently.
I thought Jonah had built, what is this item? Ludens, but he just has the elixir pot, which is interesting.
That's... I like it?
I don't think so. I think you'd
it's
rather just have
cool.
a flat AP. It's cool, but like, you want the items more.
You just want Emptome? I don't know. Maybe he really doesn't want to lose this fight, and certainly popping the elixir will give him power that the other team won't expect. Silico might be caught out here, but just shoves the wave, walks out, stealths.
Looks like they are gearing up
for
for
the
this
elixir
fight.
to get popped, because I believe it'll happen like right as he engages.
Silico is very much trying to be.
Valor,
I will
huge
not
engage,
slide
picks out
across.
Suki. Suki just gets polymorphed and feared, but lives for really long. Silico almost falls because of it, but the Lulu keeps him alive. The elixir does get popped from Jonah, but Jonah is not able to get too much done. Throws the fireball and is not actually able to kill anyone, but Joey with the triple kill, cleaning up the mess left by Jonah.
Well played
Valor.
from the.
I don't know. I wish we had what the Eastern regions have, where we can look at the damage dealt during fights. That is something I'm going to be looking into in the off-season, but I just want to know, did Jonah do enough damage that fight that the elixir like made an impact? Because obviously they won a fight where he popped elixir. I just don't know like
How much damage he did in that fight? Yeah, we'll have to see.
Like,
I don't know.
obviously it's a very good multiplier in all the damage he did in this fight. It's just like, was it worth it?
What would the math be if you bought something other than the elixir there?
Yeah, I mean, I think if he did anywhere near the top damages for that fight, it's worth it. Because it was a close enough fight that if he didn't do as much damage as he did, I just like didn't see how much he did. Because the ultimate probably affected by the sorcery was pretty solid.
Yeah.
But if he had to ult out and didn't hit anyone with it, which might have happened, who knows? Blake is currently mulling over support mythic choices.
Yeah.
I'm a bigger fan of the Amumu one than I am the Lulu.
Yeah, Evenstrat is a little bit of a sussy item. No cap.
I don't know, I've seen some pros build it like at Worlds.
That doesn't make an item
No,
good.
no, I know. I'm just saying like, I don't know, maybe you just go Sunfire in a movie here.
Yeah. Collector buy from the Samira. I know you defend this choice. Can you defend it here for me with a straight face?
Which one, the collector?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, cool.
It should be Lord Bounce.
I just wanted to test your ability to lie to me to my face. So
I don't know.
Thank you.
Collector into like a choke out their Scion is like decent, but he has the Thorn Mail already. So
yeah, I think I was just dead here.
Especially with a Mountain Drag as the soul.
Yeah,
Gobble him?
he's just.
Gobble him? Oh wait, he doesn't have it.
Wait, he is.
He knows the E is here, which is why he's running away. I don't think he lives though. I think the E just gets him.
Maybe.
If he had ulti, it's different. Meditate, reset. Oh wait, Jonah's here. Oh, the E dodges the ulti. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Joey just lives.
The triumph. No.
TP towards top lane, but it gets instantly feared.
Yeah, and Jonah has the Magi's. That's so ego. I love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, he gets his champ. Like, he has gotten a pentakill on this champion this season. Like,
That's true.
Do not need to let this man get, I don't know, maybe the Shrellies is worth it after that one.
Maybe.
Silico is going to try and just murder this Katarina. Ults for it. Forces out the flash, but flashes in return. Windwell getting a lot done. Silico is A-clicking for sure here, which is quite funny, but is able to pick up a kill onto Katarina, which is what he wanted
I think I think the Silico on the enemy team is just snowballing too hard. Jonah is putting on a performance on the Shyvana for sure, though.
Yep. I think Jonah's just mad he didn't get MVP game 1 this line. Like,
True,
oh,
he's
hits Suki
mouthing about
again,
it.
goes in, lights up 80% of Suki's health.
Woo.
Flashes and whiffs.
Yep.
I was going to
Good
say,
try, though.
ultimate for that much damage, very worth. Even if you have to burn the Zonias, then the flash, I feel less so. But
Yeah,
Valor has
there's
been
just
like slamming the ulti directly onto Suki's face the entire game though, which is pretty
to
good.
be fair, that's what you can do at this point, though.
Noam should be dead here though.
Yeah,
The
this
poly
could be a
obviously
good
stalls it out, but there's just way too many people running at you. Unfortunate. The sweeper was available too. That makes it sting a little bit more, I think.
Greedy. Looks like Shyvana is gearing up for the fight here. She's so fast, by the way. Holy shit.
Yeah, the Magi's movement speed is kind of nutty.
Yeah. If she ever gets shut down, though, it's a little sus for their team. But I don't know if she ever will.
That's
so.
another elixir, by the way.
Sheesh. Okay. Jonah is a big elixir believer.
4,000 gold. Oh my god. It's up like
Are they
4,000
Baron?
gold on anyone on the enemy team. No, it's not up yet.
I think they're just setting up Alawi tentacles, which is valid.
Yep. Suki maybe gets caught out here.
Nah, there's no one to collapse on him here.
Oh, Vex TP, and they're waiting for the Lulu. But as soon as Vex and Lulu get here, they can just turn.
Yep.
Joey's trying to get a lot done. Suki's kind of
Joey's buying so much time here.
I'm watching for the Vex ultimate. Joey kind of not getting burst that much. Suki gets him down quite low though, but Silico's able to just blow him up. Good ulti by Russ, and the Katarina gets a lot of work done. Valor has not ulti yet. Now the ulti goes down. Goes on to Cam. Does not get the insta fear.
The shield bow.
Cam getting a lot done there, but now it is 2 remaining for each side, and I don't think I
think
favor.
Cam is still up. But the silence. Yeah, the Cylakats just goes big here.
Yeah. I mean, Joey's just playing super well here.
Yeah.
He's able to pick up another triple kill on Dragon.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate for Valor there, because he almost had an insane play stopping the Samira ulti on the backline, but his fear came up just too late, so he kind of just threw himself into Samira ultimate and died, which was
a
bit.
It's a little unfortunate, just how it was played.
Yeah, but this is just soul for. Oh wait, actually he's here.
Wait.
But Joey has ultimate, but it's just Joey have mana for ultimate.
Wait a second.
Yes, he does. But they're turning off of it?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, no, that was easy. I don't know why Joey's running into this though.
Wait,
but it's
he
okay.
should win this. Oh,
In
never
the
mind.
3?
Oh, never mind there. No, never mind. I lied.
Oh, Vex hits a huge spear. He runs away at Mach 12. And Jonah should just light up Dave. Oh
Wait, but
no,
he has
this
upper
is so
strike on
doomed for
Cylakats?
Mimaw.
Oh, close. Oh, but Cylakats is just able to wipe the
Cam
fight.
is able to pick one up.
Worth? Question mark?
But they're just going to run on to Baron. It's going to be Baron and Soul.
Agreed. Unfortunate
10k
game.
gold lead.
Yeah, I think maybe you're right about the.
About what? Samira blind pick being an instant loss?
Yeah, I don't know if Samira blind is the
Or
play
the-
over this Shyvana
Or
blind.
what Blake said about the Lulu lock being the instant win.
True.
It's both, I believe. Also, we've given Jonah Shyvana. Obviously, we did have a bit of a pre-match interview. The sentiment was pretty much Jonah ain't shit, but now Jonah is shit in the sense
True.
like he's the shit and is 7-1-11 with a 20-sec Medj Eyes. So, tad unlucky there. Flame Horizon by someone you don't care about. So, Blake, we know the items are sussy. It's okay. Samira has no IE on 3 items, but did buy the Lord Doms. I don't know why you'd buy Lord Dom, or I don't know why you'd buy Collector if you know it's a Lord Dom's game, though, because the items are kind of antithetical. There is a fight breaking out here, though. Suki caught out. She's gonna go for the Cho'Gath, though. Gets a lot of damage down. Suki is just gonna be able to obliterate this Cho'Gath whenever he gets a free hit, but that won't be.
He's never
anytime
getting the
that
free
Vex
hit.
is in range, yeah.
Yeah.
Lulu, or if any champion is around, he can't.
Agreed.
Valor might just
There's
win
this-
this.
Yeah.
If he hits an
I don't think
ultimate-
they allow you to get back on top. Twitch is up here as well.
Yeah,
So it
Cylakats
could be a
just
little
gonna
rat
get
boy.
this
I will not space glide in class. I
Wait.
will not space glide in class. I will
Wait.
not space glide in
Cylakats
class.
does
I
not
will
work?
not space glide in class. He will not space glide in class, ladies and gentlemen.
Good.
Where the fuck do you come from? I believe the term is called camouflage.
Yeah.
Tends to make your champion invisible. And it looks like the Baron should just be started up, and that should be just the closeout of the game, honestly.
Valor's coming in a bit late, but does have TP if needed. They're looking to kind of deathball through mid lane, I think. Valor's popping the TP to mid turret.
Okay, I'm
just
glad the
kinda
Mimaw's tradition of win game 1, lose game 2 lose game 1 horrifically, win game 2 in a fucking disgusting stomp, Astro lose draft, and then proceed to lose game 3. That's
Oh,
truly
Suki
chef's
just
kiss.
gets bursted.
Oh
But
my
might
gosh,
live?
the coach just rips them
Oh,
apart.
never mind.
Holy
Silco
shit.
picks one up. I think that ulti probably just secured the game if it wasn't already. Jonas sitting
Yeah.
on 4 items. One of them's a 20-stack Medj Eyes. He
Ace.
recalls mid-fight. Like, Alts does half
Oh
of the
my
Immortal's
God.
damage instantly. Almost one-shots the
Instantly
Katarina.
one-shots the fucking
Like,
Samira, bro. What the fuck? It's just a disgusting performance from Jonah on the
25
Shyvana.
stacks, baby.
Sheesh. Sheesh.
Surely they will end the game here.
Insane.
Yep, well fought. But Cylakats is
Shout out to
gonna get this one. I believe Cylakats is gonna end this season 8-2. Their only defeats being to Kitten Grooming Services. And KGS did lose to Mimaw Kittens, but bit of a rock paper scissors at the top potentially. But
Nope.
good series.
insane series. I'm sorry, my casting was not very great last game. It was a long series though, so
Yeah, I mean I've had a long day. I've been up since 7:30, so
brother. Sheesh.
I don't know.
All right.
This is just what happens when you give Jonah Shyvana. I'm gonna try and get this man in here. Can we liberate the casting futon so it's just me and Mason for stream quality?
Sure. I mean, you can move people, no?
That's true. It's easier if I don't have to.
That's fair. He just left.
I
Alright, drag Jonah.
Yep. Jonah,
Oh, hello.
you get MVP for the last game easily. And you were very close to getting it in the first game, but
Yeah.
we did give that one to Joey.
Yeah.
We only didn't give it to you because of that.
The pillar.
The pillar. The epic
Dude,
pillar.
can someone go back and clip that? Anyone in Twitch chat?
I'm
My
sure-
fucking lord,
I'm
that
sure
shit was so
someone
funny.
has. Okay, Jonah, explain comms when they give you fucking Shyvana game 3. How happy were you?
It was. I was surprised.
What were your thoughts on Samira Blind? I gotta know.
About the same as it was last time they did
Yeah, I was
it.
gonna say.
Bro, dude, I swear, Mimaw literally always does this. It's lose game 1, do like a really good comeback game 2, and then
you say this
astronomically throw draft game
Mason,
3
you say this like
versus
they've
you guys.
played more than like 3 BO3s. Like
Details, Dean Jones. Hush. Silence. I don't know. It's just a pattern that has happened with versus Cylakats, so I think it's just funny.
yeah, I mean, I know your previous Shyvana Master Yi experience was not the greatest. Was that affecting your mental at all going into this game?
No. I mean, it influenced my clear because I pathed top down to avoid Master Yi.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Do you think the counter matchup did anything? Because statistically, this is like a counter matchup. for
Yeah,
you.
I mean, statistically, it's a counter matchup, but I don't know. He wasn't very aggressive.
Yeah. I also think it was a bit of a draft gap, but that's a conversation for a different time.
Well, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Did
what?
you like the AP, the full AP shivs?
Yeah,
First time I've done
no,
that
I
here.
don't
So-
think it's good. Can you explain the thought process behind it? I'm curious.
I wanted to have fun, and enough of them were squishy.
That's fair. That's based.
Okay,
Actually, never mind.
two elixir buys, blessed. Like, I don't know if it makes any sort of sense, like statistically or mathematically, but oh boy, I was having a good time watching it.
Yeah,
Elixir.
it was
Press
something. Alright.
E.
You managed to grab that 25 stack Medjai's right at the end just for the
I
flex.
did.
So
I was like halfway to a Rabadon too. Last
that's
item.
wild. And then I mean, I gotta ask, it's a game that it's a series that went to 3. What were your personal thoughts going into that third game after the pretty devastating loss you guys suffered in the second game?
I think we were pretty happy. All of our lanes. Joey's comfortable on Cho'Gath. I play Shyvana, obviously. We know Vex is good in Katarina, which kind of dookie Mira, so.
Yep.
Pretty comfortable there.
Yeah, I mean, do you
Mage.
think Silico coming back helped the mental a bit?
I mean, yeah, I mean it's Silico. He's I don't know. he's the leader. The
Yeah,
inspiring leader.
Not to hate on.
So probably
Hideo,
helped the mental, the comms, the togetherness,
Yeah.
all that. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, like he put on a performance that game. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, all 5 of you played pretty much out of your minds that game. I just you have to give it to the 25 stack Medjai Shyvana. Like I don't know, maybe that's just me, but great series from y'all. It is after midnight,
Yeah.
so I'm probably gonna try and
Yeah.
cut stream pretty quickly. But thanks to everyone who stuck around and watched. And
Good series though.
great
Thanks for
job
joining
to
us,
both teams
team.
for playing.
It was a fun series.
All right,
We'll catch y'all later.
peace.